Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another two-man scramble tournament is underway. Play Georgia Golf Club for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by March 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1-carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. March is that time of year when a lot of us are thinking about fresh starts and maybe even getting a tax refund. And instead of spending that money on something temporary, what if you invested it in something that improves your home for decades? Universal Windows Direct makes that decision easy. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. Plus, you'll get 24 months with no payments and no interest. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky, it might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
If you call me Mark, I like my name. I like my name a lot.
This is Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch.
It's Wilde Touch, isn't it?
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
That edition is not going to be today's edition.
Thank God.
But maybe we'll play the naming rights game again, because that really went over quite well, I thought, when we played it edition. And, of course, the Brian Bulaga and Uncle Homer edition of Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I like the shirt. I gotta change shirts in the first break. And, of course, everything you need on the incredible, amazing, customizable, easy to use, I use it all the time, ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. The aforementioned Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. I feel like lately, between his trip to the Big Ten tournament and then his painting gig at the Betty Bryn Children's Museum in Milwaukee on behalf of Sendix, which, again, I'm intrigued by the minimal work that he was tasked with on the painting. That still looks like primer to me, by the way. I feel like we're playing games of where in the world is Carmen Sandiego with Tausch's location. I believe, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, his location today is, in fact, the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios.
You would be correct. He's right here, present and accounted for, just like me.
Who's this little guy? Who's this little guy at the bottom of the screen?
That's Isaac Gard on our computer. He's
Is he joining us today?
No, he's a good morale guy, good vibes guy for all teams he's involved with.
So we've got Bo Ryan behind you covering up the window, and now we've got a little Isaac Gard at the bottom of the screen.
We're all in, baby. 27 hours from tip. Let's go.
Who is the other? Who would be the Isaac Gard of like the yesteryear? Who was the Isaac Gard on Brust's team? The Final Four teams.
I was going to say Howard Moore was the Isaac Gard.
Howard Moore for
back
sure.
in the day. I don't know.
Howard played more than Isaac did, didn't
he? Not by a ton.
Really?
99 career points for Howard. So, yes, more than Isaac.
It was more. There's no doubt. But...
No doubt about that. But still, he was the guy that everyone wanted to get into the game.
Do you think that's just because everybody feels like he's super relatable?
Yes.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought.
And like, yeah, it's like he's one of us, right?
But not really.
There was a guy, Tanner
McAvoy?
No. Not Tanner Bronson. There was a Tanner. Somebody help me out here. I'm sure in the YouTube comments.
Tanner.
He was the like victory cigar guy, because I remember comparing him to Howard Moore. This was like after the Mike Kelly, Andy Kowski era.
Tanner Bronson?
That's what I said, Tanner Bronson.
Mike in Edgerton just texted that.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Mike. I was right. I was worried I was getting him confused with Bronson Koenig, who certainly played a lot more than that. Yeah, he was another one. Like, he started out as a manager, I think, and then like got issued a uniform. And you're always pulling for the underdog to get in the game. It meant the Badgers had the game in hand, and then you were hoping they would get him the ball so he could score, just like Isaac Gard drained that 3 a couple of games ago. So yes. Did you have one of those on your state-bound Auburndale team, or did you have a pretty tight rotation?
Yeah, Jimmy. I would say Jimmy Schill was kind of our guy. That we'd get Jimmy in. He had what we called the shimmy shake, the Jimmy shake. He had a little post move that he would have, and he was just a great glue guy. I think you always are looking for these guys that they aren't going to play in the big-time minutes, but they practice hard. They're great in the locker room. They bring the positive vibes when things are down, and you can go and have these conversations. They're not, there's always, I always get a kick out of when, guys are good with, their backups. And a lot of times that is because you're not threatened. There's always that if there's a young gun coming up going to take your spot, you want those guys, you want that. But you also are really looking for just one or two of those guys that will be locker room guys that are glue guys that you can bounce stuff off of and that just bring positivity. And I feel like that's Gardo's kid.
I couldn't agree more. Will he get to play on tomorrow after they've taken a big lead, hopefully, on High Point?
I think tomorrow's going to be tougher than we think.
I think so, too. Yeah.
I don't.
Spreads dropped 4 points already.
I saw 9.5 as of
it was started at, I think, close to 13, 12.5 or 13, and it's in single digits now.
Have you done your scouting on High Point,
Jesse?
Jesse?
Anything about them. Oh.
Well,
they score.
You've been busy. I didn't think you had time for scouting.
The region that Wisconsin's in, a lot of teams that like to run and score points. So Arkansas,
just like the Badgers.
Yep, Arkansas likes to score. That game could hit 100 if it is Wisconsin-Arkansas in round 2.
That Scotty-Arkansas game's going to, as the kids say, slap.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Should we get there? But yeah, High Point is a team that they have a good offense. They like to run up and down, but I think what they do could match up favorably for Wisconsin because Wisconsin does the same thing but better with more talented players.
Sure.
So theoretically, if you're trying to, their best and our best should be better. We're in the Big Ten. We're a 5 seed. They're a 12.
What do the Bears say after they would win? Best, better, betterest?
Good, better, best.
There you
go.
What
it was?
That could be Wisconsin tagline.
Ben Johnson invented that. I forgot. Yeah. Stupid.
You made a really good point yesterday. Was it yesterday? Or maybe it was Monday. But we never really fleshed it out further. the Badger reputation. We're going to have Mike Kelly tomorrow.
Oh, I love Mike Kelly.
Yes, I do too. And he makes an annual appearance at tournament time. He's not in the media per se anymore.
I thought that he should have been in the running for coaching the women's team here. He is a great coach.
He is. And his daughter is a great point guard. Was the best point guard on campus.
I got to
playing
understand
on the
this.
team.
So I played against Chad Greenway. He is a Viking.
Okay.
He is an Iowa Hawkeye. Gotten to know Chad a little bit off the field. Don't know him great. But I keep seeing that his daughter is like a great basketball player, which shouldn't surprise anybody. But she played 6 years of high school basketball. So she started varsity as a 7th grader. What are we doing? You can't do that in Wisconsin, right? You can't. If you have some stud 7th grader, they can't go play varsity, can they?
I guess I don't know the rules well enough.
Minnesota,
to
you
that.
can be a 7th grader and go play high school varsity basketball. She's setting all these scoring records, and I thought, oh, that's awesome. And then I look, she has 6 years in high school.
She had 2 extra years to do it.
How
if
is
you're
that
good enough to
possible?
play varsity basketball as a 7th grader, I don't think you should be prevented from doing it.
No, yes, you should.
Why?
Well, what are you talking about?
Well, if she's playing for the middle school
team. Oh, my kid's a great driver. He's 8. Oh, yeah, he should be allowed to drive? No.
Is that?
I mean, we do like advanced math and science classes where if you're above your grade, you get to go up a grade to take the math classes. Why?
At the high school.
You guys are talking about Doogie Howser? Like, I'm not
Doogie Howser, but like I was in an advanced
because there's
math
age
class
restrictions on things. Like what? So you think this is fine? So, Jason, you'd be fine. Your daughters are basketball players or volleyball players, and there's some 5th grade phenom that's a great setter. Oh, she's going to come up and take your kid's spot. You're good with that?
If they're that good.
You're good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't believe you for a second, but okay.
I mean, the Knipples, like if the Knipples wanted to go and play high school basketball when they were in 5th grade because they were all that good.
Okay, but a great freshman in college can't play in the NBA. Yeah, tell me this makes any sense at all.
Well, I didn't
realize
that wasn't part of the conversation.
But it is. Your argument doesn't work. Same argument. I was amazed by it, and then my brother lives up in the Minnesota area, and yeah, you can play high school sports in junior high.
Okay, and how many times does this happen?
It happens a lot.
Okay, could you fact check that with your brother?
You go ahead and fact check it. No, I'm telling you.
Well, you don't get to get after me for it and not have information to back it up.
I gave you 2 or 3 examples.
You gave me one example. Chad Greenway's daughter.
I also said there's kids that my niece they played. Some of their kids at their school played up. So I'm giving you 2 or 3. I'm not going to go through and read a biblioteca on all the stuff, but I just think it's absurd.
Isn't that German for library?
I don't know.
So a quick Google AI question. Can middle schoolers play high school sports in Wisconsin? Generally, middle schoolers grades 6 to 8 in Wisconsin cannot play on high school teams as WIAA rules state they are not eligible to compete with or against students in grades 9 through 12. However, exceptions exist for 8th graders on a case-by-case basis, usually requiring school board approval, whether they need to fill out a sub-varsity team form or if middle school and high school share a campus.
So you can, in Wisconsin, be a junior high schooler and play.
In a case-by-case basis, according to a Google AI search that I just unpromptedly did.
Sure.
So I guess I'm curious. Max is the son of a 11-year NFL veteran. He is a very good athlete. Let's say he's even better than he is. And he is good enough to play high school hockey as an 8th grader. You would not, and good enough to be a varsity hockey player as an 8th grader. You would not want him to have that opportunity if that's what he wanted and the team wanted him to because he was that good?
I'd have to think about it. But no, I don't think so.
Well, the way you responded, I don't know. I would like you to think about it.
I would say I don't know if I want a 13, 14-year-old, even this year, because Max is not big. You're going against 18 and 19-year-old men, boys that are a lot bigger. There's questions about that. There's a reason hockey usually goes birth year, because you play. And even then, 10 months, when you start talking about,
sure,
some kids have hit puberty and are like already 25 years old, some haven't. You're looking at it, and boy, that's a 220-pound dude going against 130. Things can happen, right? And you can do that in football, too. So I am more than fine with the Wisconsin rule. I think the Minnesota rule is kind of absurd. Yeah, I don't think 6th and 7th graders should be playing varsity stuff. I don't.
All right, so first of all, I don't know of any 6th graders. I believe you're saying 7th and 8th grade for Chad Greenway's daughter. I will do the research in the commercial break.
She must be. She's obviously a great player now. I don't know how good she was in 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, I don't either.
And these rules, I'm guessing, are hockey related, because Minnesota is big-time hockey, right? And there are kids that are super skilled in 7th and 8th grade that would be better than schlubby juniors and seniors. No doubt. I've been around hockey enough to know that probably can be the case. But it seems like it's a slippery slope that I don't think people want to go down.
Yeah, I guess my thought, for example, is you heard Jesse say case-by-case basis. As a parent, look, I think there's a chance, from my understanding of where our high school soccer program is at right now, that Sydney could play varsity soccer as a freshman. At the same time, I don't want her being the 16th girl and she's on the bench most of the time and not playing and developing and improving. So my hope would be that if she's deemed good enough, that she plays JV and then is on the bench in varsity and gets a chance to play once in a while. That would be best for her development. I'm not Chad Greenway. She is not Chad Greenway's daughter. I don't know how good she is. I would be more concerned with how she would develop playing. I don't know enough details about Chad Greenway's daughter's situation. Did she play on her middle school team and then play, was she starting on varsity as a 7th grader? Like, there's a lot of details here I don't have. But if you're that good that your school believes that you can help the varsity program at that age, I don't think we should also be in the business of saying we can't treat people that are truly special with that opportunity. Your point about hockey is a very good one. I wouldn't want my kid, who is not as developed as the senior who's about to check him into the boards, to be out there. But the idea that there aren't occasionally unique players that are capable of something at an earlier age than others, I don't think it's fair to that kid to say, no, sorry, you have to wait, if they're that special.
Okay.
Just like Kobe Bryant didn't wait to play in the NBA back when they had that rule.
Con Knipple did.
Right, but
Cooper
that's a
Flag
rule
did.
thing. Right, and do you think the one and done of college basketball has been a better thing?
I don't know.
Well, no, what do you think? Is it or not?
I would say that it's not.
So, Con Knipple, if he was good enough to play right away in the NBA instead of a one-year stopover at Duke and go straight from Wisconsin Lutheran High School to the Charlotte Hornets, dude's going to be the rookie of the year in the NBA, is he not?
Probably.
I don't know if he would have been good enough without a year at Duke, but maybe his parents would have decided it's best that he goes to college for a year and plays in the college game. But I'm not going to dismiss out of hand whether Chad Greenway's kid was good enough, because I don't know enough about it.
Obviously, she was good enough, but I'm saying should you be allowed? Like, if you're in the state of Wisconsin, are you on board with having 7th and 8th grade people playing varsity sports?
Again, on a case-by-case basis, how often is there someone this special that comes along that would be in this scenario? Like, I live in Green Bay. The Fox River Classic Conference, to my knowledge, during my time here, I have not seen any player who petitioned the WIAA to be able to play varsity basketball as a freshman or as an 8th grader. To my knowledge. Are there freshmen that have played? For sure. But this feels to me like this kind of very, very, very small subset of athletes I don't think it happens very often. That's why this Chad Greenway story is unique.
So here's the deal. I don't think it's as unique in Minnesota as you think. Now, I don't have Chad. Obviously, his daughter is a great player. She had a great career. I don't know how many I think they won 4 or 5 state championships while she was there. Great. So then, should she not be able to, as a sophomore, go to college because she's good enough to play in college?
I believe there are academic parts of this that they would have to complete.
So everything is just
school.
super selective, is what you're saying, which is fine. But there's.
Again, Jesse's point, which congratulations, Jesse.
Is it fair to have 6 years of experience when other kids are? I guess that's the question, right? It's there's no doubt there's going to be kids that are talented enough to play younger than other kids, but high school is 4 years. Last I checked. I mean, I don't know. Can you even fit the chevrons on your letter jacket? You got 6 or 7 years you've lettered. Like, that jacket's only so long. You know?
Again, I thought Jesse, being the apparent, I'm not sure how Jesse ended up doing what he does. If he was such a genius mathematician that he was going. So you would go to like Muskego High School to go take your math class.
You tell me Jesse couldn't make varsity bowling as a 7th grader?
No.
Just too much talent there?
Yeah, a lot of her loaded field. I was not one of the ones who did that, but there were like different levels.
Wait, you did not take math classes at the high school?
There were different levels of advanced math when you were in middle school going into high school. There were some students that were in my middle school who went to the high school for like the first period math at 7:30 in the morning and then hopped on a bus and came over to the middle school for their second period of the day at 8:30 or whatever time it would be. So there were some that did that.
Jason, I think one of the parts I just had my buddy Cease text me. What about the maturity factor and all of that too? Like there's a reason that this is.
We're
it is
arguing
the way it is.
About something that I fundamentally agree with the fact that this is something that is not for everyone. Again, I just gave Sydney as an example. Like I don't understand. It takes such a level of unique talent to even consider this. Like, I didn't want... Like, Sydney wasn't good enough to play varsity volleyball this year. They have other good setters. Maddie was good enough to run cross-country and track as a freshman. If she had been good enough as an 8th grader because she was some sort of running savant and they had said, hey, our high school team needs her, would I have said, I'm okay with that? Yes, but again, it's a case-by-case basis, and you're talking about hockey where, to your point about Max, I don't think it would be safe for him. But you also don't know about kids' maturity levels as people. Sid's really mature in terms of how she carries herself. Maddie, maybe not as much. So, again,
I'm not sure what you're mad about. Like, what are you mad at?
I don't understand why this is a 22-minute topic about poor Chad Greenway's daughter.
Nothing about Chad. It's about Minnesota rules versus Wisconsin. Chad Greenway's kid is an example, one of many examples that's the case. And all I asked is would you want that here? Because there's WIA state tournaments. I'm not getting mad about it. I'm just saying I don't think so. Now, if you need someone to fill out a team, maybe. But I don't think having 7th graders playing with 12th graders is a good idea. I just don't. And that's okay.
I think it is a good idea to change out your windows with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Indeed, our homes need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin year-round. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything that they do. The right windows and doors will vastly improve your home's comfort, efficiency, and overall styling. With Pella, you will get expert recommendations designed around your home, your needs, and within your budget. Don't miss out on 0% financing all the way to 2032, 6 years of zero financing. That offer ends at the end of March. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We'll get ready for Brian Bulaga next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
People hear Horicon Bank and they think local instantaneously. Over the years, was able to help them in their later years when they needed some care. So I would say that was cradle to grave experience for me.
We encounter precious moments like this all the time. We have a trust administration department that can help.
Our motto is together as a bank and as an organization, and then doing good.
There's amazing success stories of small business entrepreneurs who now are multi-million-dollar companies.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is ready to slip someone into a green jacket. The next tournament of the season's here, and there's $1,000 in cash prizes. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, inviting you to a 2-man scramble at Georgia Golf Club, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious, state-of-the-art simulators. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and all team must compete their round by March 31st. Who's walking away with the cash, and who's earning that green jacket?
Look around your office. Does it look like 1994 called and wants its lobby back?
Most brands just show up, often amongst outdated decor.
At Captivate Exhibits, ordinary space is the enemy. Beige walls, faded graphics, that motivational poster no one reads.
That's not culture, that's camouflage.
Captivate designs and build spaces that don't whisper, they speak. They spark conversations. People lean in.
Stop blending in and start captivating today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Burkhardt Sporting Goods has a great reputation for producing custom team apparel. We're total team outfitters and we can handle the biggest jobs. Our success in custom team apparel led us into group and corporate apparel. Plus, we have a full selection of promotional products for employee gifts, special events, you name it. And we've made it easy for our customers to firm up their orders. The group sale web stores that we build for our customers are a simple way of gathering all the information you need. They're easy to work, easy to understand, and with them you'll have access to nearly limitless options. We've seen that most times we're better priced than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer. Plus Nike and Under Armour choices that the other guys can't get. And we offer a huge brand selection from Yeti, North Face, and Carhartt too. This is Brian Burkhardt. For team, group, or corporate custom outfitting and promotional products, it's going to be really hard to beat our prices, selection, and ease of buying for any size budget and every size company. And that's why we always say,
you can't beat Burkhardt.
New Berlin and Fox Point.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall with 24 beers on tap, over 50 HD TVs, and of course, game day specials. It's the perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is the downtown home to basketball this March.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Packers announcing yesterday that Bob Harlan's name will be on the facade, much like Ted Thompson's. I believe Ron Wolf's was there briefly. Until then, he became a Pro Football Hall of Famer, and then it was moved to the Ring of Honor that has all the Packers Hall of Famers.
That's more north end zone, right? The Hall of Fame is the north, and the south is more the facade of. I'm trying to picture that.
I didn't know there was a difference.
No, there's definitely a difference.
So there's the Pro Football Hall of Famers, which is 28, 29 now. Mike Holmgren should be in there, but he's not. Ring the entire stadium, basically along the sidelines. Then at the north end, way up high above the scoreboard, are the retired numbers. And then lower, a ring below the Pro Football Hall of Famers on a similar facade is Ted Thompson's name right now. But again, I believe they honored Ron Wolf with one of those, but not before they developed the contributor option for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So then they moved his name, and then so Ted is there. He's not a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
You think they moved just the Ron Wolf, or you think they made a new one?
No, they had to make a new one because it was smaller font.
Ah, what'd they do with the old one? Give it to Ron?
Good question. I'll have to ask him. Maybe I'll see him on Monday at Bob's funeral. But I thought this was great. And then I talked to Homer, and Homer said it's not enough. Homer would like more to be done.
Well, Bob Harlan is not in the NFL Hall of Fame, correct?
He is not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I doubt that he will be.
I would think that, I mean, if some of these other owners, what Bob Harlan did, not only rejuvenating, but keeping Green Bay, he at least should be in that conversation. Jesse, next time Pablo's birthday, start that conversation.
Mid-May.
Have a conversation about that. All right. So what does Homer want him to do?
He didn't really have a alternative
statue. I thought he said.
He does want a statue, and so we talked yesterday on the Homer Hour. Right now, the only statues are Lombardi and Lambeau. Now, again, I don't know where people stand on statues. I know once upon a time at Penn State, they had a Paterno statue, and then they removed it because of the whole Jerry Sandusky tragedy, controversy situation. I don't know if it came back later or not. But there are perils of putting up statues of people that are still alive. Obviously, Bob, before he passed away, I don't think anybody was worried about that with him. But do they want to get in the business of putting up statues now all around the stadium if they start with Bob? Does Brett Favre get one of him holding his helmet as he's running
Favre 100% should
field?
Have a statue. Yes.
I think all the Super Bowl winning quarterbacks should end up with a statue.
There is a Bart Starr statue over by the Resch Center in the Bart Starr Plaza.
Why are they not doing like what the Yankees do and they got all that land now at the field? Make a statue park, like Monument Park. That's easy. You want to make more revenue? Put a Monument Park.
Do it at Titletown, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Whoever wants to partner with them, yeah.
I suggested renaming Ridge Road Harlan Avenue instead. Because what I would like about that is that every time you drive on it, you will think of Bob if you have experience with him because you're driving on his street. I don't know how many times you're going to stop by Monument Park since they don't have one yet. It is a very good idea, but I do not see the Packers creating statues all around the stadium at various, entrances.
No, I think that they will and they should. You're constantly looking for more reasonings and having people, do the tour and then, you can also do this tour. And then it leads you right into one of their bars and restaurants. It just makes a ton of sense. I kind of just wish this is one of the things, and I get your Joe Paterno and the slippery slope. I understand what you're saying. But wouldn't it be nice to do the Bob Harlan facade opening when he was still here?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Those are the parts, and I get it, man. There's some that are no-brainers to me. There's some that it's like we We haven't even gotten into the Nate Hobbs video tribute, which is patently absurd, by the way. I completely agree with Bakhtiari on that. This is such a no-brainer. Someone should have thought of this. Like, Mark Murphy got into the Packer Hall of Fame before he even retired. Like, come on now. Like, this was something, and I know there's a lot of other things that you have to worry through and get through, but I think it would have been great, and I said this morning on Wisconsin's Morning News. Been awesome for Kevin and the whole Harlan crew to be able to celebrate that. Now, it is a great honor, and I'm sure it'll be a great kind of rekindling whenever they end up doing this. But I'm sure Bob would have loved to have been a part of it. And I think that's something hopefully in the future, and I'm not sure who would be that next person, whether it's going to be Mike or whoever that could be. I do think we should keep that in mind as we're honoring people.
That was why I was, again, hopefully Mike Holmgren lives a long and healthy life. He's in his 70s now, which is the new 60s or 50s.
So he is not on the facade. He obviously isn't in the Ring of Honor because he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, right? He's
Correct.
Not on the facade either. Okay.
That's the weird thing, though, about, I mean, it's special. It makes it that much harder to have your name up. But, like, there's a lot of great players that when we would go to the old Metrodome, and I guess I haven't noticed whether they still do this at U.S. Bank Stadium, but, like, they would take out these, like, vinyl banners for every home game and put them over the concrete that was, like, below the boxes, the luxury boxes at the old Metrodome. So it would create a Ring of Honor. It wasn't a permanent one because the Twins played there. So they would put these out, and, they're very great Vikings players, but not Pro Football Hall of Famers.
Sure.
Well, there's a lot of Packers players that would probably merit that kind of a treatment on a lower rung.
You could just do like one of those digital billboards. You could just flip it up.
Yeah. I just find it, I do find it interesting because Homer's point was Bob Harlan did more for the franchise than Ted Thompson, and yet they're both going to be in the same spot, which I understand.
Let's not be let's not poo-poo Ted.
I agree.
We just had this conversation a couple weeks ago. We're not going to poo-poo Ted on this.
We
program.
should not. We should talk about American Family Insurance so we can get to Brian Bulaga.
Yeah, and since 1927, they have been committed to making life better with outstanding home and auto protection. Also, you're free to enjoy your dreams. We appreciate them. They have been a proud partner of Wilde Tausch from the jump. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
Brian Bulaga joins us on the Yingling Guest Hotline next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And now, through March 22nd, our listeners can get 40% off all Iron Jock hoodies with the code HOODIE40. That's HOODIE40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Wendy's has a new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mints cookie pieces, rich creamy frosty, and a mint chocolate cookie sauce. Which means Girl Scout Thin Mints and Wendy's Frosty, yeah, they're basically best friends now. It's like two delicious desserts just high-fived, snapped a few too many friendship selfies, and then rode a tandem bike down a never-ending road of mint chocolate frosty perfection. So, swing by Wendy's and try the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
What is it, boy? Someone need help? Someone in trouble? Oh, okay. So you just want me to get Progressive Auto Insurance because their collision coverage covers up to $1,000 in vet bills if you're injured in an accident? That's it? Okay, calm down. Let's not resort to name calling.
Progressive's collision coverage helps pay for care for your pet when they're in the car during an accident.
No, you're right. Sorry, I shouldn't have said calm down.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage included with purchase of collision coverage and subject to policy terms.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling. Trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Josh DiMaggio here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been on this journey since January and already lost 30 pounds. It's been easy, safe, and their team continue to help me reach my goals. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. And for a limited time, get $200 off the spring special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
You know what that music means? It means we don't play Famous Friends anymore, which makes me sad. But I'm always happy when Brian Bulaga joins us on the Yuengling hotline. And we're all excited that Yuengling is now in Wisconsin. You've heard about it for many, many, many years, but now it is in Wisconsin, the oldest brewery in America. Family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Speaking of responsible, this is the man who's responsible for the member guest trophy that's in his trophy case. I can only assume that you and was your brother your guest? Is that what I saw from Abby?
Yeah.
How did the Bulaga Bros fare in the member guest competition?
We took second in the flight, lost by a point. We didn't play well Saturday morning, which cost us the tournament. That's just the way it goes.
So why do you have a trophy? Or is Jason giving you a hard time?
I mean, I don't have.
It's presented to him by Bruce Irvin.
Year. Yeah, I don't have one this year. We'll say that. I didn't get one this year.
How many do you have?
Were you the defending champs?
When did we win we won our last one 2 years ago. We've won that tournament 3 times. my brother and I.
3 times.
Dynasty.
3-time member guest champion.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We have that typically gets frowned upon. Like I bet there's a lot of people that are coming at you, aren't they, Blue?
Oh, they. A lot of people want
and all the other stuff. Like I'm sure that's what people say. Am I crazy to say that or not?
No, I'm sure people feel upset about it, but that's okay. If someone normally
heavy is the
makes
crown,
a
man.
comment,
Heavy is the
They're
crown.
pretty happy about this year's outcome, though.
Yeah, when people normally say that, I normally just say, well, it looks like you got to play better. I don't know why you're worried about my game. You just got to play better.
You're kind of a jerk.
That sounds like a line that's been delivered once or twice.
Oh, more than once or twice. More than once or twice. So that's just my honest opinion about it. But yeah, we fell a little short this year, and that's okay.
That gives you. It's like the Packers. It gives you a little spark, and you now have to reload and figure out how you can get back to that promised land. Hopefully, it doesn't take you 15 or 16 years. Like
I hope not. I hope not.
Is there any discussion of changing your philosophy on roster building, like Goody adding 30-year-olds? Are you considering maybe another
Jesse
relative?
I think all the extra strokes you get if you bring Jesse's the 35 handicap.
I'm available.
Yeah, it's only a 10 handicap, 10-stroke difference. So he would be playing at a major disadvantage.
You don't want
I got a year to get better.
Well, there you go.
I'll stick with my brother and original partner.
There you go. Loyalty. That's a quality I know Jason.
Come up short, but run it back the same way. That'll work. Yeah, good job. Good luck.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, Jesse, you're right. He should definitely ask you for next season. I actually
be a lot of fun.
From a content perspective, if you're gonna lose, it sounds like we get a lot of good content out of it. So maybe you do. Maybe.
No, I don't think so. I think it would end up being a fight. I think Blue probably quits the show. If Jesse goes down, I don't think Blue would come back. Brian, before we get into O-line and the draft and replace that, I think Jason kind of monikered last week with what Goody's doing. What did you take? Because I saw David Bakhtiari's. I have not gotten to really discuss this. The farewell tribute on the Packers website to Nate Hobbs. I saw D-Bach. What did you make of that?
Of Dave getting into it?
Yes, that and your own thoughts on that tribute. It was a nice tribute to Nate.
I mean, it was a nice gesture. It was a nice gesture. Listen. I guess in Dave's fairness, I mean, he kind of makes a valid point, right? Like, I guess he was there for, I guess you could say, how many games?
6 months.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, not too long, and there wasn't a ton of contribution, and Dave's gonna Dave, and that's what he said. I mean, again, I'm not sitting here and saying, Dave's not cutthroat, but at the end of the day, like, yeah, sure, the Packers did a nice gesture, but is it the same as, say, like, as Sheed? I think they said the same thing about Sheed. Sheed played how many games? It started how many years?
52. 52 starts, including playoffs. Yeah, pretty big contributor. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like it's the same send off, which I don't know if I completely agree with. But I don't run the social media, and I don't make those calls.
Do you think they should start doing that with like cuts in early September, like anyone that was on, like any player? Or is it just you have to?
I mean, I guess if you pay them over a certain salary, you got to say thanks.
Thank you, Anders.
Okay.
Yeah, or whatever it may be. I don't know. Like, maybe it's just
It is nice. It's a nice gesture to Nate, but it's
not wanting to hurt anyone's feelings. Oh, he wasn't included. I don't know. I'm not totally sure. Again, it's a nice gesture, but to Dave's point, like, Dave isn't. I don't think he's in the wrong. I saw a lot of people getting after Dave. well, you stole money after you got paid. And it's like, no, please don't compare David Bakhtiari's career and Nate Hobbs' career with the Packers. Like, just please don't do that. It's not the same. It's not even close to the same. So don't come at Dave with that either, because that's junk.
So why do we do this? Like, let's.
Why do we do what?
If you don't mind.
No, why do we do what?
Let's use you as an example, Brian. And
okay.
my joke about the trophy was not meant to be mean-spirited.
No, I legit thought he won again.
Well, I just never mind. I saw a picture of you and your brother and the kids, and you guys were really excited. I thought maybe you won, so I wasn't trying to be a jerk. But
I got a hunch you knew they didn't win, and you were trying to be a jerk. If I'm being honest, I think that's what happened.
Well, you should play your hunches. So, in 2020, this team decides not to re-sign you. You go to the Chargers. A little bit of a fish out of water in Southern California.
Oh yeah.
But you had a great career here, youngest player to ever start a Super Bowl. So and I don't know if they were in the practice of posting this stuff on their social media channels or not, but you would have loved to have spent your entire career here, right? You would have loved to sign another contract, play a couple of years. Jordy Nelson, all he wanted was one more year, right? And then Rodgers and Devontae tell him, you can't take $2 million to play here for 1 year. You can't do it. It's disrespectful to you. He gets $7 million from the Raiders, finishes his career with the Raiders. I don't remember if they posted something on social media saying thank you, Jordy, or not. But more often than not, this stuff ends with some hard feelings. And I don't understand, is there some sort of mentality that, we'll thank them publicly on our Facebook page or on our Twitter page, and that'll make things a little bit better. Because to me, if it was me, that they said, your services are no longer wanted. So literally, sarcastically, thank you for your service, but we'd rather have somebody else play your position. This stuff is, why they do this, they cut Nate Hobbs. His contract didn't expire like Sheed's. At least you could argue in your case and Sheedo's that, hey, they became free agents, and you know how free agency is. But, he was under contract. Jordy was under contract, and we didn't honor the contract. We cut you before it was over, right? So I don't understand why they do this at all. It's so phony.
I mean, you make a great point. You make a great point. It's like, if you cut someone, especially after 1 year into the deal, it was 1 year into the deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was going into the final year and the cap number was huge and it just didn't make sense. And, it was 1 year and I don't know how many games even he was active or played or snapped.
Yeah, he was active for 11. He started 5.
Yeah. So you make a very good point that it's it's kind of it's not backhanded, but it's kind of
it kind of is.
Yeah, thanks for being here for a few months. We'll see you later. That's kind of what it is. Without typing that in the post, I guess. But if you're like you said in the situation that I was in, or I guess Sheed, or any guys whose contracts expire, and it is a different thing. But in my case, I wanted to return, and they just didn't want me to return. And I don't remember if they did something on social media. I guess I didn't really pay attention to it. They may have. I don't know. But to me, I'm with you, Jason. It's kind of a gesture, but a gesture for what? And that's
look
my
how
opinion.
nice we are. Well, no, look how nice we are. We say goodbye to them. Elton, again, you're telling me that Elton wouldn't. He got a nice deal from Browns. He's going to go play guard. You and I agree he's going to play at a high level, right? They're going to be happy to have him. But again, Elton, I thought was very classy. He had his post on social media that he posted. That's great. But again, when you cut someone this is why I am always on the side of players in the contract dispute nonsense. Like when Elton last year didn't go to the offseason program, it's because he was smart enough to know the handwriting was on the wall, and he wanted to get some of that money guaranteed because exactly what he knew was going to happen happened. And what was everybody yelling at Elton? Well, honor your contract. Honor your contract. But teams don't have to. And you know what? What happens when teams don't? Hey, look at all the salary cap space we created by cutting Elton. $19 million.
Correct.
Not, they didn't honor the contract they signed him to.
Yeah, but in fairness, and listen, I am always pro player. In fairness, you get all that guaranteed money up front, and you know you're signing a 3-year deal, and then it all gets re-looked at in year 4. And if you have leverage, you utilize it. If you don't, Elton obviously didn't feel like he had leverage, or he would have continued to sit out, and that would have made Green Bay make a decision. So I couldn't be more pro player. Like, I'm probably over the top the other way, but you also have to remember Green Bay gives out a big fat signing bonus that covers those first couple of years, and then they get to the point where they get to make the decision, whereas in year 2, if that happens, Elton gets to make the decision. That's the trade-off you take when you get a big fat bonus. So this is the business of the NFL. We all know it, so we can sit here and cry about it. Elton tried. It didn't work. That's the reality of the business.
Right, and the NFL is different because, again, in the NBA and Major League Baseball...
Well, J.C. Treader, get everybody guaranteed deals, but you know what's going to happen? And Blue knows this as well as anybody. Oh, you have to sign everybody to guaranteed deals. Guess what's going to happen? 10% of the league will get a multi-year deals. Everybody else will play year to year. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants
You're
that.
right.
So we can sit here and cry and say all this other stuff. I'm going to say, J.C. Treader, get lifetime medical for everybody because everybody needs it. The league, it's growing. Everybody's making bonko dollars. Get that done. That ain't going to happen because the current players are going to look out for the current just like we did and the group before us did. And that's why this is a cycle. So everybody ripping the union and doing all this stuff, this is the reality of the business. Get what you get. You don't throw a fit. And if you can throw a fit, make sure you got a ton of leverage behind the fit because otherwise you're going to get thrown. That's the reality.
Yeah, and if Nick Collins doesn't do it, he retires with a hell of a lot less money when he breaks his neck.
He had leverage.
I understand. Doesn't change the outcome for a player who suffers a career-ending injury and would have not been able to have the same kind of financial stability if he had not held out.
No doubt. But everybody knows the reality of how this goes. And you either do it or you don't, and you figure it out. And that's why if people are in their second or third year and they can hold out to get more money and the team needs them, great. Get it.
Because should Tucker Kraft hold out?
Tucker Kraft should not play until he gets a new deal. Yes.
Yes. Correct. 100%.
Will he?
100%.
No.
No. I think.
Should Devontae Adams have played in 2021?
I think it's worked out pretty well for Devontae.
Because he played at a really high level on a final year of a contract and didn't get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you look at it, if he and I don't know, I've never had this conversation with him. If he truly wanted to stay in Green Bay, did it work out the way he wanted it? I don't know, right? Like I don't know how he envisioned that going in his head.
He thought Derek Carr was a better fit than Jordan Love.
It's
part of why he left.
I mean,
is that not right, Jason?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I don't know the whole story. Again, I don't know the whole story behind everything, but I'm just saying, should he have held out? I don't know what his end goal. I don't know if he wanted to stay with Green Bay or if he wanted. I don't know what Tay's thought process was on it. But are you right? Did he get paid a lot of money, and has he continued to make a lot of money and played high level football? Yes, he's still continued to do that. But if he wanted to stay in Green Bay, and then yeah, I mean, I would have told him you don't show up, because if you don't show up, this offense is going to look brutal. Like, let's just be real. Like, it'll look really bad.
You don't show up, we ain't going to make the playoffs, is what they'd say. Or that's what they'd say. And then it turns out they didn't make the playoffs anyways, in fairness.
Well, But he played well.
Yes, he did.
I mean,
yes,
he played well.
No doubt.
And he was probably one of the only, shining lights. Let's put it that way. But, again, Tausch, I understand where you're coming from with it. It's the leverage aspect of it, but then I also understand where Jason's coming from it. There's always the two sides of the honor your contract. The teams don't have to honor the contract. They can get out of it one way or another. They always can get out of it one way or another, and kick the can down the road with the cap hit and their dead money. I just saw something from the Dolphins. What's going on there right now? They're like $175 million of dead cap money this year.
Yep.
That's literally like one talking about just, hey, we're just getting rid of everything. We don't care. And that stinks for those NFL, for their fans, because that team's going to potentially be miserable this year. Because they have nothing, they have no room to play with, they have no money to spend, bring guys in and do this or whatever. But that's what teams can do.
So
players have no recourse to it.
So here's the deal:
they can't do anything about it.
I would say the league wins 85 to 90%. The teams win 85 to 90% of this, and that's the privileges of being the owners. But Nate Hobbs won. Nate Hobbs got all his money, right? Banksy just won. If Banksy, what do you mean? He didn't have to give any money back from his signing bonus, and he got cut after 6 months. And he gets to go sign a new deal somewhere else. They didn't say, well, you're giving us this money back. And old Banksy is getting, what did you say, $46 million over 2 years? Is that what you said, Jace?
Yeah, they restructured his contract, $43 million. Look,
that's a big win.
The contract that Nate Hobbs signed was 4 years, $48 million. When we talk about contracts, then we need to break so we can get to some offensive line talk before we run out of time with Brian. When we talk about contracts, we talk about their overall value. But what percentage of those players actually get all the money that is in? He got $12 million guaranteed, which was certainly his signing bonus. He didn't retire on the Packers. You can bet your bottom dollar that if Nate Hobbs had decided to retire after last season, the Packers would have at least explored the possibility of reclaiming some of his signing bonus. So he didn't exactly make out like a bandit. He got his signing bonus, which is part of the way they structure deals. But he also has 3 years of a contract that he didn't get. Did he deserve it? No. He was injured. He didn't play well when he did play.
I'm not
arguing
Jason,
that he earns that money.
Who won that battle financially? Hobbs or the Packers? Who feels better about it?
I mean, I guess Hobbs but
does.
they're the ones who cut him.
Yeah, I know.
So they chose to eat the rest of the. And by the way, they also chose not to pay him $12 million this year. Like he was owed I don't know what it was, $7 million roster bonus. When you sign that contract, I'm assuming Nate Hobbs is thinking, well, I'm going to be around at least for 2 years, so I'm going to get that $7 million.
Probably.
And he didn't get it.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
I'm not sure he made out as much as he wanted to either.
Hobbs won.
More with Brian Bulaga next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
When Milwaukee families need help, the United Way is there.
reducing barriers to employment, providing transportation, safe and stable homes, and more for over 192,000 people.
And this month, Cunis is proud to stand beside them. Hi, I'm Bill Eater with Cunis of Milwaukee.
And I am Tony Avery with the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County. During the Cunis Drives Milwaukee 1000 event, they're donating $100 to the United Way for every vehicle sold.
Our goal this month is simple: 1,000 vehicles across 3 Cunis Milwaukee dealerships.
For a $100,000 donation to the United Way of Greater Milwaukee and Waukesha County.
To help us reach our goal, you'll find incredible deals on all new and pre-owned vehicles at our 3 locations in Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall.
Be a part of driving Milwaukee forward at the Cunis Drives Milwaukee 1000 event.
Start your search today at CunisMKE.com. That's CunisMKE.com.
From office lunches to family celebrations, Cousin Subs has the crowd-pleasing catering you need. Choose from customizable party boxes, individual box lunches, fresh-baked cookies, and our classic party chips. Everything you need to satisfy any size group, big or small. Ordering is easy online or on the Cousins app, so you can focus on the fun, not the food. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more? No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Continue with Brian Bulaga on the Yuengling guest hotline. Family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Brian, we have spent a lot of time talking about the offensive line for the last couple weeks. We talked about how we kind of have our vision of what the starting 5 will look like. I'm not saying that they will be bad. I'm not saying that at all.
What are you saying?
I believe you were clipped talking about how important it is for Jordan Morgan to play at a high level. That is the expectation, and that is a position of very great importance. How do you envision his path starting literally right now while he's working out on his own in California or Arizona or wherever he may do his off-season training? What do we need to see from him at different mileposts so when we get to the opening weekend, we feel confident that Jordan Love won't be in danger with him at left tackle?
Yeah, well, I still stand by, obviously, what I said. I think I said it to you guys, that's, to me, going to be the most vital key for this offensive line is how does he perform at left tackle? And obviously off-season work, especially like OTAs. I don't mean what he's doing on his own right now, but like OTAs and things like that. Like, we're not really going to know how that progress is going or how it's or how it's progressing and things like that. When you're running around in helmets doing OTAs, and I don't even know how many OTAs Matt does anymore, and the type of work that they do, you're not really going to get a gauge of how the offseason went, how the work he did on his own went, and, going against guys in helmets doesn't really provide any clarity on the situation. Is it a self-confidence builder for him to go into OTAs and perform well and feel good about his pass sets and the run game and his footwork? Yes, that's all important stuff. That's really what I use OTAs for, was for a confidence builder, kickoff rust. For me, what will really start showing the signs of is when we get into training camp. And I don't mean like the first 2 weeks of training camp, and that's also kind of kickoff rust period of training camp. It's when you start getting into preseason games. Does he play in preseason games? I would imagine he will play in preseason games if I had to take a guess. And then obviously the joint sessions with the other teams, whether we're doing that at home or away or wherever that is. That's when you're going to start to see how he's progressing as a player, because you're going to see good on good. And that's the most important kind of gauge of where he is, right? And I guess because Mike is not going to be back in camp, so you won't get to see him go against Micah, which would be another really good gauge to see where he is when he's doing work against Micah in the team drills. Mm-hmm. How is he holding up, right? Like, that's normally a really good sign when you're going against an all-pro players. How is he stacking up? So you're going to have to gauge that now on the joint sessions and the preseason to see how that goes into the regular season. But for me, since I'm not on the ground there, I don't really – I mean, I'll watch the preseason games, but it's going to really be by week one. How does he look? And then when you watch that tape week one, how does his footwork look? When he gets in trouble in a pass set, like, how does he recover from it and things like that? Like, that shows you, at least to me, where he's progressing, in this transition now to full-time left tackle. If things look a little like, you're going to have bad plays, but if things look shaky consistently for like 2 series in a row and he's struggling after, getting power rushed and then redirecting off of that, or in the run game, is he way over his skis, which I mean is he, completely overextended and he's not able to drive guys off the ball and things like that. That's when it starts to, you look at it and you're like, okay, can you get better? Yeah, you can get better, but that should have already been addressed in training camp. That can't be getting addressed in week 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Like,
Blue,
that's
what do you
not
think?
the time to do it.
What do you think if that does show up? What's the Packers' plan? Is it going to be a draft pick? Do they use, Kennard? What is their backup plan? A, if he gets injured, or B, if he isn't performing?
Well, if he gets injured, which I hope he doesn't. I hate to even
breaks a chin
go
strap,
down that.
right? Isn't that what we're supposed to say? Breaks a shoelace. That's what Campy always says instead of injured.
Yeah, he breaks a shoelace. Then I would imagine Kennard will go in unless a draft pick is acquired, right? Like, you look at the depth right now, look at the roster right now, until the draft comes through, you don't really know. It would be Kennard, and they didn't want to use Kennard last year.
They didn't want to use him at right tackle.
He's more of a tight end type, I think.
More of a ball carrier. More of a
security guy.
That was super impressive, man. That was super impressive. Blue, before we let you go, Shido, what happened? Did the league just not think that he was a starting, like a big boy left tackle? Or why do you think everybody kind of had it, 20, 25 million, big compensatory pick, big boy contract? Guy going into his 5th year, his prime at left tackle is a valuable thing, and it seems like the league didn't view him in that way. Why?
I think I think teams wanted to see more consistency throughout a season, if I'm being honest. And I mean consistently of a more steady level of play, because Sheed had dips throughout the last 2 years where he would play really good, and then there'd be games where it wasn't consistent enough. Like it was down. And to me, that's what teams look for. Is it's not like great all the time or, oh man, he just can't play. It's just a consistent level of play, right? You know exactly what you're going to get week in and week out. And teams, to be honest with you, I get it. It's left tackle. He's going into his 5th year, and that's normally a payday, but you can't commit $25 million a year if you haven't seen just straight consistency and even keel play over the last 2 years, right? You've seen really good, and then you've seen bad. What are we going to get? If that's what we're going to consistently get, we can't commit $25 million a year to that. So to me, it's the Panthers. He did go to the Panthers, right? I'm not getting it wrong.
No, you're right.
I think it's Carolina giving it a test run in their system to see how it goes. I think if he's performing well by the middle of that season, he will get a big extension. I think he will get a big extension from the Panthers.
Right, and he's
playing well.
Well, he's going to get a big opportunity, right? Because their left tackle tore his patellar tendon in that playoff game, and then Yash retired, which they weren't expecting. So that's why they signed him. And so, he can. I don't know if he if he plays great, he's going to be a free agent again, and somebody else will pay him, and they'll go back to, I forget what, Iguanu or something. I can't remember the left tackle's name. Hey, quick follow-up before we let you go on Jordan Morgan. Let's say he's mid. He's not terrible, but you have to help him more. And you can tell me how often it felt like they helped Sheed, but we were joking about David before and his zinger about the departure of Nate Hobbs. But having you two as bookends and you guys not needing help very often, that was incredibly valuable for the offense. Same with Tausch and Cliffy. If you're helping your tackles, whether it's someone who's filling in for Zach Tom because he's not back from a patellar tendon, or it's someone who's helping Jordan Morgan because he's not good enough to just shut down the guy on that side, how adverse of an effect does that have on your offense?
It plays a big role in how it impacts the pass game and the timing and the routes and what certain players can do. Right? The biggest thing is always to have as many guys out in the route tree as fast as possible, right? That's the biggest thing, so you can flood zones and put certain stressors on defenses, and the quarterback's timing is really good, right? He doesn't have to guess if that chipping tight end is going to get held up at the line too long, right? There's no guessing game in it. So to have tackles that are able to just do it on their own. Now, everyone gets help from time to time. That's built into the scheme. That's the way things go. But to just have tackles you can put out there for, we'll say, 75 to 80% of the passing snaps, to just say, hey, you're on your own. Hey, if a back runs out there and he happens to see some color, he'll chip it. But if not, whatever. That's very valuable, because that allows Tucker Kraft and the tight ends and the running backs to just release out into routes and be extra bodies and extra receivers that don't have to worry about that responsibility either. No tight end wants to line up next to the tackle and have to thump on the way out and then go run whatever route because they're not going to get the ball.
And Kraft was doing that all the time. Frankly, isn't that kind of how he got hurt, too? Because wasn't he executing a block before he went out and Sean Ryan got thrown into his legs or whatever? I wanted to make sure I got that question into you, because I think him releasing off the line of scrimmage immediately would be very helpful, but I don't know ball the way you do.
No, you in an ideal world, you want your tackles to not need that constant presence or help all the time. And that should be something that tackles take pride in, honestly. Would I ever say no to a chip? Absolutely not. But I knew for a fact in Mike's scheme that wasn't coming. Like that literally was not going to be something that was there very often. Like you did that for specific rushers. Like you did that for Julius Peppers. You would do that for certain guys that like, hey,
Micah Parsons.
Yes, Micah Parsons is another one. Like obviously, or like Myles Garrett now. Like there's certain guys that you recognize that no matter who the tackle is, there's a tag on that guy, and like he's gonna get chipped and thumped no matter what. But those guys are rare breeds, right? Like Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, and the Crosbys. Like not every team has those guys,
right?
So not every game you go into that going, all right, we got to park someone next to the tackle, or we need to, like that shouldn't be the case. Your tackles need to be able to hold up majority of the game one-on-one. That's just right. And if you look at the best offenses over the last how many years, chances are the tackles held up on their own, and that's just the way it normally goes.
Right. All right. Sorry to keep you extra time, but I wanted to get to that. You probably need to go hit some balls so you can win next year's member guest. So we'll let you go.
I wish. Yeah, I do need to practice more. There's no doubt. There's absolutely no doubt. I do need to practice more.
We appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
Hit him closer to the cup this time.
Hey, Jesse. Before I go, do you think? How do you think Wisconsin's going to do in the tournament?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I actually have my bracket filled out that we're putting up during the commercial breaks for people to check out here, Blue. So you can see.
Can I see it? Can I see it?
In a second. Hang on. Yeah. All right. Here it is. Yeah. So I have Wisconsin in the Sweet 16, losing to Arizona. I think they're going to beat High Point convincingly, and then it'll be a tough one with Arkansas. I think they're going to beat Arkansas, and then Arizona's really good. I got Arizona, as you can see.
You
here
got
in the
Florida as your champion, and you had them losing in the first round initially?
No, I actually wrote Purdue, and I'm not sure why. But I but yeah, I got Florida going back to back. I do not have Iowa winning. You may notice on the left-hand side, Clemson's going to take down Iowa pretty smoothly.
No, you think so? You think so?
I do.
Maybe you'd like to make it interesting.
Yeah, maybe you would.
All right, we got to let you go. As much as I love you.
How do I work my way into being his golf partner next year? That's what I was trying to make real quick.
You don't.
I will not make that bet. There's no chance. But, Jesse, I hope Wisconsin does well. It's always fun to see them in the tournament. Bad. I know you're very ill-willed. I'm not. I hope Wisconsin does well in the tournament. I hope they play well. But I know you won't say the same back. Yeah, I know you won't say the same back.
Iowa's coach annoys me. He was at Drake. He beat Bradley a couple of years in a row. He's got this tie. He wears this stupid gold tie all the time.
Now you care.
We're good at basketball.
Like, get out of here. You care about Bradley.
You get out of here.
I am. I'm going.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
I love it when he stays later just to give Jesse a hard time. That is Brian Bulaga. If you joined us late in our conversation with him, you can obviously rewind on YouTube or check it out in the ESPN Wisconsin app a little bit later. I want to remind you don't need to hop on a plane or board a cruise ship to feel like you've escaped. Your next getaway is waiting in Milwaukee at Potawatomi Casino. Hotel start with the stay. The biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites, perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And if you're hungry, you've got so many options, whether it's premium steaks at Dream Dance Steakhouse, pizza, burritos, and quick bites at the Marketplace, that rock and brew high-energy vibe, the Canal Street Cafe, the Cream City Coffee Company, everything happening all the time. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, a full night out, all in one place at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. The 10 o'clock hour starts very late, and it starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
You've always been competitive. At work, in the gym, even with your kids. But lately you feel off. Workouts take longer to recover from. Your drive just isn't there. You know, it might not be your age. It could be low testosterone. At Mentality, we'll get to the bottom of what's really going on and build a personalized plan using testosterone replacement and peptide therapies to help restore your energy, focus, and drive. Get back the energy to being dad again. Book your appointment with Mentality at lowtusa.com. Again, that's lowtusa.com.
Looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going? Head to the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel and discover the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. Bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And now, through March 22nd, our listeners can get 40% off all Iron Jock hoodies with the code HOODIE40. That's HOODIE40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. We are the home of green and gold off-season coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
On the 10 o'clock hour of the Tausch, with a little bit of catching up to do time-wise. So I want to ask one question inspired by Denver Dan in the ESPN Madison YouTube comments. We've talked a lot about the offensive line this offseason, and I think with good reason. Other than Tom, we have three guys that are meh, and a left tackle that is very, very unknown even before the potential broken chin strap. Now, first of all, we've discussed Zach Tom is, again, since we haven't talked to anyone, and I did not get a text back from Zach Tom when I tried to get in touch with him. I assume he had the surgery for the partially torn patellar tendon. I don't know that for certain, but you would think that that would be a necessary thing, and we were given the impression that he would. So I don't know what his timeline is, and he's the best of the bunch. They re-signed Sean Ryan. We'll see how much he grows as a center. I want to ask you, Tausch, what do you think of Anthony Belton?
Well, yesterday on KBN, I don't remember if it was Benny or I don't know who asked, who has that kind of opportunity to take the biggest jump, and I think it is Anthony Belton. He is a big, strong dude. He has not played a ton of guard, and he is, I think, the more you can start figuring things out, you're going to get stronger. He's not injured, so he's going to have a nice offseason of getting stronger and faster and starting to kind of get a better understanding of how teams are going to attack, passing off stunts, et cetera, et cetera. I think he has that opportunity to really grow into that spot. So he needs to make a big jump, I think, for this group to be better. It was an easy answer for me because I think Sean Ryan is who Sean Ryan is, and I think he can be a nice, steady player. But I think there's obviously some reasonings for why Green Bay has approached Sean Ryan as is. Now, he's going to get more comfortable playing center. But as far as all of the other guys go, I think this group, they all need to improve. But I think the biggest upside for growth, because of the experience that he had and because of kind of where he's at in his trajectory, I think Belton has that chance to take a big jump. They like him a lot. He is big, he's strong, he moves. Now it's putting it all together and then hopefully being able to have your guys next to you so that you can all work in unison. That makes playing your position that much easier too.
I have a follow-up question for Jesse about his golf game, since he was trying to angle his way into the member guest at Brian's club next season. I'll ask him that after I remind you that Gruber Law Offices is always here. Even when you don't need them, they're involved in our communities. But hopefully, you never do need them, and you can just appreciate all the cool stuff that David and his team do in conjunction with our favorite sports teams and our favorite events and our favorite festivals. But if you do need to make the call, make the call. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch, 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall with 24 beers on tap, over 50 HD TVs, and of course, game day specials. It's the perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is the downtown home to basketball this March.
Spring is here, and living with your old, drafty, foggy, dirty, hard-to-open, bad windows is no longer an option. You deserve better windows and doors. At Siding Unlimited, we install top-of-the-line wood, vinyl, and fiberglass windows with options to fit your style, color, and design choices. Built for energy efficiency, installed by our professional craftsmen at Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited. Experience, integrity, craftsmanship. Visit sidingunlimited.com today.
Come grow with us at Glenroy. For more than 6 decades, our family-owned company has built its reputation on quality, reliability, and providing strong career opportunities in our community. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Here, you'll find competitive wages, a clean, modern workspace, fully vested 401k, yearly bonus award, and the chance to build a manufacturing career with purpose. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
We'll talk to Uncle Homer in moments. Jesse, I had one follow-up for you because obviously with where my golf game is, I have no right whatsoever to question your talents. Although the girls are excited for the spring, and I'm going to try and play more so I can get ready for breaking 200. But what if Brian Bulaga said, you know what? My brother Bill actually has a conflict next year. Him and his family are going to Europe or something. I do need someone else. And Tausch with his broken down knee, I'm not going to ask him. How good of a golfer are you? Like, could you help him? Like, is there a chance you'd actually be okay enough?
No,
I could speak for Jesse on this. The answer is no.
Yeah.
And by the way, Blue takes this real serious, so you're not. I'm for both sides of this.
Sure. And member guests are hyper. Like what I heard you say about how maybe members would be irritated with him and his brother for winning it 3 times. These are hyper competitive events. Taken very seriously, not just by Bryan. Is that correct?
They're incredibly competitive, yes. This is people's Super Bowls for golf, for sure.
And your guest, you have to choose strategically. No offense, Jesse, again.
Want a complimentary skill set, I would imagine.
You want a complimentary skill set, but you want somebody that will make a bunch of pars that's a high handicap. That's what you're looking for. Jesse's not that guy. No offense, Jesse.
Yeah, I'd say
you're a bogey guy with very low. You have a good floor with a very low ceiling.
That's fair.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would say when I go into a round of golf, I expect every hole I'm going to be 1 over par. So I expect that.
I feel like you just said that the other day. I'm deja vu all over again.
Yes. So that you asked how good of a golfer I think I am. That's how good I think I am. And some days I'm a little better than that, and most days I'm a little worse than that. But that's about on average where I end up.
Okay, fair enough. Have you played a lot of member guests there, old boy?
I've played in enough. Yeah, I will not play in anymore.
Usually as the member, or usually as the guest?
I was the member for a while. We won a few back at our old course. The new course we never was not. And I had Brooks Bollinger as one of my guests one year, and he was a 1 or 2 handicap, and I made 5 or 6 birdies, and he made none. And that was kind of I'm going to finish with that, which was fun.
Okay.
It's too much golf for me now, man. You play so much golf in those. Like, you're golfed out by the end of them. So, no, I will be. I have retired from member guests.
That means that Hard Rock Casino Rockford will not be posting any odds for your chances of winning any member guest golf tournaments in the future.
Probably not. No, but I'll tell you what, they have everything else, and I'll tell you what, this is. I know this isn't my favorite weekend. It's one of my favorite weekends in sports. This is the time to head down to the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. 60 minutes away, right off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. It has a great sports book. You can get in on all that action. You also, if it's a Wednesday and you're old, go on down. Grab that discount that they have for lunches down there. But Friday's another great day to be down there. You got all the games going on, and you can be part of the $40,000 Gold Rush Progressive Drawing on Fridays in March. Each hour, starting at 11 a.m., One lucky guest will be selected to win free slot play. Winners will have 3 minutes to claim their prize. Drawings will continue until a winner is validated for that final drawing. Plus, you get to watch all the games. You get all that great food. Beautiful. Play, dine, shop, enjoy live shows, and, of course, that great sports book. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. There's nothing better. I've been out to Las Vegas. There's nothing. If you love sports, you love competition, you love watching those buzzer beaters, you love kind of having right at the edge of your seat, this is the best time of the year to go hit Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Steve the Homer True scheduled to appear next. I am curious because I think Tausch and Jesse have divergent opinions of the World Baseball Classic, and I am eager to hear that debate. Did you want to fold Homer into that, Jesse, or would you like to keep that independent
I want
of our
Homer
time?
to come up with a solution. I'm not interested in Homer complaining and bickering about stuff. Give me a solution. What you want the Packers to do to Bob Harlan. That's what I'm interested in.
Well, I was definitely planning on asking him that because
Okay.
we discussed it yesterday, but I was curious because Jesse loves the World Baseball Classic. We'll talk about that at some point. Homer joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
Mark Tosher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
March into big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it, we help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait, call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Looking up at the Marquette banners, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Number 31 Bo Ellis and number 31 Doc Rivers both retired. How can that be? Ellis, part of the 77 National Championship team, had number 31 retired, but not until 92. So Doc Rivers got to wear number 31 when he was an All-American in the 80s. He got 31 retired in 2004. It's all good. Doc Rivers, Bo Ellis, certainly two of the greatest in Marquette history, and the two greatest, number 31. For more than 40 years, Network Health has been the trusted experts in health plans. Just like you, they're honest, hardworking, and grateful to call Wisconsin home. Whether you're seeking coverage for yourself, your family, or your employees, Network Health has you covered with a range of options, including individual and family marketplace plans, employer plans, and Medicare Advantage plans. Call Steve Llewellyn, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
You know what that music means for sure. Means it's time on the Yingling Guest Hotline. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Let's talk to Steve, the Homer. True Homer, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. I can help you with member guests. I have experience. Tausch, by the way, is very good. He hedges the handicap a little bit. That's a very important part of this that people don't mention. That,
the handicap is huge. You win these things. So, yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
And there's a certain percentage of people at every club that cheat, and everybody knows who they are, and they kind of put up with it. And but Tausch should be a great choice. He's fantastic at making clutch putts, like I believe he first did at the GMO. I can't remember who his partner was.
Jerry.
But
Jerry was my partner. Yeah, big slider downhill, buried it right in. Strick. I beat Strick every competition I go against Strick. I usually win.
Yeah,
tennis. Yeah, so pickleball and of course golf.
Yeah, and then there's the issue, and I don't know if because I've told someone who I like playing, I said I'm never doing this anymore, and they're like, well, what? I said it's too much.
Yeah,
it's
way too much golf.
I love the one day member guests where you play around. They're fantastic.
18 holes. You grab a meal. You hang out with your crew. These member guests are 3 days, and you're playing like 85 holes of golf. It's just and plus you're drinking. Like in a lot of our cases, you drink a lot, and you got to pull yourself up off the mat.
You can't drink as much.
100%. Yeah, so, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I 100% agree with Steve the Homer.
So, and I should emphasize that how good a golfer is, if you're playing with Bulaga, doesn't matter unless he has a standard, because a high handicap guy can be very good if they're kind of inconsistent. But I'm not sure that's the
he's gotten too good.
Brian wants to play
he's gotten too good, and they get frustrated. But for me, what was always great, especially when I was a really solid. I don't play nearly as much as I used to, but I could make birdies and eagles because if I hammer it, I'm in good spot.
Yep.
But I can just as easily make a double or a triple because I'm yipping it out of bounds and I can't chip or whatever it might be. So. I was a really good partner in that and some scrambles back in the day when I pounded the ball. Now,
I do want to mention, too, I regret only one thing of all the events, and that I had a chance to create one of the greatest collapses ever. You play like 3 rounds. My partner and I going into the 3rd round, we were up 7 strokes.
Oh, that's
and, there's no way you can lose, or whatever the number. We lost the first 6 or 7 holes. So we had the potential to be the greatest collapse ever, and, of course, we didn't want to do it, but you realize after a while you should have done it because then anytime anybody's playing
you want to be memorable.
Hey, you got a chance.
Yep.
Homer's group blew it. They were up. No way. They were up 7. So I regret actually coming back and not blowing that historic.
Well, you're just too much of a competitor. You're too much of a competitor.
Yes, that's true.
All right, Homer, I know Jesse wants to talk WBC with you, but on this show, I know you have your hour program. You do a lot of great work. But I'm not interested in you complaining about stuff. I want solutions.
How do you know I'm going to complain? You haven't even
No.
me.
Jason told me what you guys talked about, and that's why. And he said
Regarding...
that you're Bob Harlan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that he needs more.
He deserves a statue. But,
Okay, so give us a solution. You want him a statue? What else you want?
No, statue's fine. That's
Okay.
it. Statue's the greatest thing you can do. If they're not going to do a statue, Jason came up with a good idea. I'm not about the other options. I'm just saying to be treated the same as Ted Thompson is so fundamentally wrong given the history of the Green Bay Packers. And what Bob Harlan wants is irrelevant in terms of how he must be treated given his historical significance with the franchise. That's all. But
okay, so quick question for you. This is an interesting little test because, listen, I love Bob Harlan. I have had great interactions with Bob. I think he is we had everybody that
really
talks.
Doesn't matter. But go ahead.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
What does it matter? That he was a great man?
What matters is what you did in the history of the franchise. Curly Lambeau is apparently one of the worst human beings ever, right? Like he's just epically.
I wasn't around for Curly. You'd have to tell me about
him.
him.
I'm just going by the reports, but no one cares because he's part of the history of this great franchise.
All right, let's do a quick power ranking from Homer. I don't know if we have any music queued up that we could go. The four most influential figures in Green Bay Packer history. Go.
Number 1, Vince Lombardi.
This is a non-player category?
Everything. No, everything is in play.
Yes.
Four most, or whatever number you want to go to.
Right. Vince Lombardi is number 1. Vince Lombardi is number 2. The person who hired Vince Lombardi, though I don't know who those people are, so they should be up there.
Okay, so that's 3, and you have a 4th, or is it Vince Lombardi's priest?
Yes.
Vince Lombardi's priest?
Oh, also the guy, the people that made him his breakfast at that diner. Do you always see that picture?
Right. I understand Curly Lambeau, though that's before my time. It's Old Testament. So given what others have done, I would say that he's up there as well.
All right, Jason, how do you rank it?
And then it's Bob Harlan.
Bob Harlan's 5th.
Vince Lombardi, Curly Lambeau, and Bob Harlan.
Okay. Boy, no players on there, huh?
Well, much like the Pro Football Hall of Fame does it differently with contributors, right? They now have players, contributors, coaches, and then the seniors committee players.
Okay, so Jason, let's take the players out of it.
I'm taking the players out of it.
I was going to say, you're going to do it anyway, so take the players out of it.
So, I would say Vince Lombardi, Bob Harlan, Ron Wolf, Curly Lambeau, only because that's Old Testament, as Homer would call it, much like Wisconsin's last national title, and quite frankly, at this point, Marquette's as well. And there's some malfeasance there burning down, allegedly, the lodge and some other shady operations there back in the day. But I think Ron Wolf has to be on the list because while Bob Harlan hired him, he was the one who hired Holmgren, who traded for Favre, who signed Reggie White. Like, we can make the argument that there is no Wolf if Harlan doesn't hire him. And I could probably flip-flop Harlan and Wolf on the list, but there's also the argument to be made that if Bob Harlan doesn't get that referendum passed, we're cooked. And I'm not covering the Packers because they're not here. So this is a tough list. This is why I didn't want to involve players, but I feel good about my list.
Which players would be eligible here? Bart, Brett, is that about it?
Well, I know Don Hudson, Old Testament, but the change in the passing in the NFL forged by him and that Old Testament stuff. But I think you also have to at least consider, even over Aaron Rodgers, Reggie White, because he changed the perception of this team and this destination among players, right? Like, it stopped being Siberia in part because the greatest free agent in the history of free agency, which was just beginning, chose the Packers.
Does Ted Thompson not get on this list because things had gotten reestablished? I'm not arguing that he should be on the list. I'd put him on mine.
You would put him in the top 4. Like the problem I have with the top 4 is that if I have to leave Ted off, but like where do I put him in relation to Holmgren? I put him ahead of Mike McCarthy, probably.
No, I'm not putting Curly Lambeau on my list. I'm not educated.
He started the team.
I'm not educated enough to put it on the list, so I can't do that in good stead.
Name the field after him for now.
For now, yeah.
Until it becomes Quick Trip Stadium. Homer, so you're on board with the naming of the street, though. That we were discussing, and there's a lot of comments in the YouTube discussion about people that don't like statues. And your solution had been a statue. Why do you like statues?
It's the ultimate, at this point in time, would seem to be the ultimate and highest level that you can do for someone. Now, when they have 1 million statues, then maybe that would change to something else. But right now, I think the greatest honor for a person is a statue.
What about a bobblehead, like Steve the Homer True?
I don't think that's worthy of an answer. It's funny, but it's not worthy.
No, but like if it would. So you're telling me that since I consider you the GOAT of Wisconsin sports talk radio,
yeah, it's amazing how we can end up going here. But go ahead.
This is Wilde's charm, Homer. You know that.
No, because we are talking about a greatness that deals with a statue. And my whole point on this about Bob Harlan is you want people who will have no idea who he is in the future years to be told he's up there because he brought back in Green Bay as title town would be a myth if not for him, because it would have all ended in modern football with Vince Lombardi. And it would have been Green Bay's only special in modern NFL because of Vince Lombardi. But no, to make Green Bay really title town, you had to have Bob Harlan. That's why he belongs up there. Maybe a slightly smaller statue if you want. But
so what other statues are you building then? Because that's my question.
What for Green Bay, or like Giannis? Giannis has to have a statue.
No. For Green Bay, yeah, I agree with Giannis. Like that's Jordan outside the United Center where Tausch just was.
No, Favre should get a statue.
With the helmet over his head after the touchdown in Super Bowl 31.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reggie.
Well, wait a minute.
I'd want Reggie to have one.
I don't. So what's your line of demarcation? Because Homer, are you saying that Favre would not have one?
I don't have a line of demarcation,
so
I'm flexible on that because I only am adamant, and I hope it comes that way, about the importance of people and Bob Harlan.
It does come out that way.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. So Favre certainly is worthy of a statue if you want. If that's the standards you're going to have for statues. Aaron Rodgers, Bart Starr. I don't think that you can have any quarterback unless you have one for Starr.
Mm-hmm. He's got one over at the Resch Center.
That doesn't count.
No, I agree.
But anyway, I again, to me, that's a separate discussion. This discussion to me is about how bad it is that Bob Harlan is viewed by the organization as the equal to Ted Thompson or in that same category. It's not even close. That's like comparing Aaron Rodgers to, or Brett Favre to, who would be the next one? Don Majkowski. They're different levels.
Ted built a championship Super Bowl winning team, and a team that should have won at least one more.
I don't care about should have. That doesn't count.
I understand, but let's not sit here and try and poo-poo.
No poo-poo.
Ted.
No. Agreed.
Relative to Bob Harlan, I will poo-poo it. Ted only existed because it was brought there by Ron Wolf, who only existed because Bob Harlan did it. And when Bob Harlan did it, they had collapsed. They were the Titanic at the bottom. It was not when Ted Thompson was there. They had already resurrected to a certain level of excellence.
I agree.
And a standard.
I'm not saying put him ahead of either of them, but I'm saying don't sit there and try and say there's some huge gulch. There's not a huge gulch.
There is between
No.
Bob Harlan and Ted Thompson.
I disagree.
That is not a result of Thompson. It's you not understanding.
There is no. I understand completely. There is. I would say there's
you wouldn't object to Thompson if you did.
What?
You're objecting to the way I'm talking about Ted Thompson, right? Am I listening?
Yeah, you're
well?
completely poo-pooing him by saying there's some monster gulch. There's a tributary. There is a small stream. There is not a gulch.
You can't make it big enough. Yes.
No. You think there's an ocean? There ain't no ocean.
You can't make it big enough.
Small pond, but there ain't no lake. It ain't no lake.
I know, fine. We disagree. I got the Pacific Ocean. You don't understand the
Pacific Ocean? You know how big the Pacific Ocean is?
And importance of Bob Harlan.
No, I do understand it. I'm giving him more credit.
Did not exist without Bob Harlan.
Yeah, Bob Harlan hired him too, by the way. Bob Harlan hired both of the Super Bowl winning GMs.
Recognized the
he's
mistake
ahead, but he's not. It's not an ocean.
Okay.
Are you on Uber duty today?
I'll accept the Indian Ocean from you. You don't have to go to Pacific, but I need an ocean.
Give me an ocean, yeah. Didn't see that coming.
What's the smallest of the Great Lakes?
You
Erie?
would emphasize the importance of my position even more.
Give him Huron.
No, we just disagree, and that's okay. We're doing it in a respectful way, which is nice.
Are you on Uber duty, or do I have time for one more question?
You have time for one more question. It's changed. My Uber duty has slightly changed. My Uber responsibilities have changed a little bit.
So Tausch made a great point earlier, and it was this. Why did we wait? Because you're making very valid points on the importance of Bob Harlan. What the hell did we wait until he was dead for? Why didn't we do this already? Why wasn't this done previously?
I believe, and I may be making this up, because it was out of respect for Bob Harlan, who made it clear he wanted nothing more done.
I would agree with that being possible.
Okay, best I got.
But I don't. I mean, I wrote in my story on channel3000.com. I'll never forget this. Going to the dedication for the plaza outside of the atrium, and how touched and emotional Bob was about it. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, no one really talks about the atrium and says, I'll meet you in Bob Harlan Plaza. But for him, it was a huge deal, and he made a great joke about the statues that are in Harlan Plaza, by the way, of Lombardi and Lambeau, and saying that he was monumentally honored, which I thought was a great line at the time. And I just... To your point, he was so incredibly humble that he would think that our discussion today is nonsense. But I'm glad that you have chosen to adopt this as one of your causes, because it does lead to people learning a lot more about him. I feel like we need to do a better job of honoring people while they're still with us, which I understand. That also leads to a fine line with statues and the things people might do after they get a statue that make you want to take it back. But in his case, I wish he would have seen that.
Yeah, and I feel bad because how nice he is as a person is irrelevant. There's nothing to do with it. We're discussing something more important than his niceness, and that is the appropriate understanding and history of the Green Bay Packers. So,
agreed. Homer, thanks.
My pleasure. Bye.
That is Steve the Homer True. You can listen to him every weekday on the Homer Hour from 5 until 6 on ESPN Milwaukee or on the ESPN Wisconsin app. You can watch it as well on YouTube. I join him on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I believe he co-hosts with Brian Bulaga, Iowa, on Mondays and Thursdays, so I get to talk to him and Bryan tomorrow. All right, we still have one segment left in the 10 o'clock hour because of my expert time management. But when you have more time, when you have some free time, when you're not listening to this show, listen to Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Charlie Behrens is narrating the current one, Bucks versus the World, in season 6 of Bucks. Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. You can find that on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Brewers base. This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Milwaukee, this is the night you don't want to miss. The Analysis Live is back, March 27th at the Riverside Theater in downtown Milwaukee. You never know who's going to step on stage. The Analysis has shocked the crowd in past years with surprise appearances by Giannis and Stephen A. Smith. This year, Ric Flair headlines the Analysis Live. The WWE legend, the Hall of Famer, the Nature Boy. You know there will be plenty of surprises. Friday night, March 27th at the Riverside Theater. Lock in your tickets now. TALiveshow.com. That's TALiveshow.com.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Join the Brewers series against the White Sox March 26th, 28th, and 29th. Grab this year's first giveaway on Saturday the 28th, a replica of American Family Field for the first 25,000 fans, courtesy of American Family Insurance. On the 29th, it's Kids Cheer Free. Buy an adult terrace seat and receive a free ticket for kids ages 14 and under. On Sunday the 29th, the first 5,000 kids get a drip necklace giveaway. Grab your seats at brewers.com/tickets.
I'm Coach Greg Gard. Building a winning team takes more than talent. It takes preparation, strategy, and the right partners. The same is true for building a successful business. That's why I'm proud to work with Bank CMG. They understand what Wisconsin business owners need. Smart banking solutions, local decision making, and a partner who is invested in your success, not just in your account balance. Whether you're looking to finance equipment, manage cash flow, or expand your operations, Bank CMG has the experience and flexibility to help you grow. They're not a big national bank where you're just another number. They're a community bank where you talk to real people who understand your business and your market. I've spent my career building teams. Bank CMG helps Wisconsin businesses build theirs. If you're ready to work with a bank that gets it, visit bankcmg.com/business. Let's build something great together.
Bank CMG is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
In advance of the NCAA tournament. He has drawn the San Diego first and second round site games. So
we got Nestler for the Badgers games.
You read my mind there, member guest Jesse.
Yeah.
Who do we have on the call that I'll be turning off so I can listen to Matt LePay and syncing it up with the TV?
Brad Nestler is the play-by-play guy. I didn't see who he's with. We got Nestler, which
in Portland.
I always think Nestler, like, he's great for football. I think he's kind of bored when he does the NCAA tournament. That's been my assessment of Brad Nestler's work.
I think
over
anybody's
the years.
watching the state high school bowling and critiquing your work. You know, I'm guessing they're not accusing you of being bored.
I know people are watching critiquing
What do they?
my work.
What's the feedback you've gotten there? What does ChatGPT say about those performances?
Well, unlike Brad Nestler in the NCAA tournament, enthusiastic and excited, and
knowledgeable,
super knowledgeable. Yes, you know, the perfect. The feedback I got from some people was perfect blend of super
perfect. No wonder you're bringing up the feedback if the first word is perfect.
Super fan, expert. What's the other? Hype man. That's what I heard about my work with Bullstream TV. So.
Aren't you supposed to be unbiased?
No, for the tournament, for the sport. Super fan.
Passionate.
Hype fan. Yeah.
Big Kegler. All right. Well, you're also big on the World Baseball Classic.
Why didn't we ask Tausch what feedback he gets on his work with LePay? That's where the real stuff is.
Because you were critiquing Nestler. That's
why.
That's
where the real stuff is. Stop minimizing yourself, Jesse. Don't minimize your work.
I recall there being some feedback on Mark Tauscher and Matt LePay.
How do you have that queued up? Yeah, I mean 92% approval. I'll take that all day. Great approval.
Your typical O-line guy with tons of fat guy jokes and an understanding of dominating the game up front.
Indeed.
Let me tell you something. You know what's really important in life? Hitching your wagon to the right car. That's important.
And you did that with Matt LePay, at least.
There's no doubt about that.
You also did it with UW Credit Union, which was also very smart.
For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals. And you ready to give fees the stiff arm?
Nice.
Well, UW Credit Union can help. No monthly fees, overdrafts. Never cost you more than $5. I'll save members over $12 million per year. And all of the great perks, the great app. UW Credit Union, they're out in the community. It doesn't matter what campus you're at. UW Credit Union is out there supporting your cause. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
So I don't want to sound like a hype man, like that guy in The Karate Kid who says, Daniel LaRusso's going to fight? Daniel LaRusso's going to fight! But Jesse and Tausch may fight? Or at least disagree on the importance and the appeal of the World Baseball Classic. We'll start the 11 o'clock hour there in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. And I don't want to inaccurately depict this, Jesse, but you delivered your Russell Crowe, "Are you not entertained?" You were entertained by the World Baseball Classic, and Tausch hit back with, I don't think I'm letting too much out of the bag here from our text, but a Bishop Charities game reference.
Well, that was kind of the punchline that you're kind of taking over for him there. So, yeah, letting it out of the bag a little bit.
The dichotomy between how you viewed it and him was jarring to me.
So I was incredibly entertained by the World Baseball Classic over the last few days in particular, but especially last night, the championship game, U.S.-Venezuela. You had the heavy hitters in there. You had really solid pitching, some young talent being showcased that are going to be stars of Major League Baseball as early as this season. Skeens was pitching in the semifinal game on Sunday night. Great ratings for the World Baseball Classic. Packed house. Fans are raucous from both countries cheering each other on. And it comes down to the wire. 2-0. U.S. is battling all game. Bryce Harper hits a big 2-run bomb in the bottom of the 8th. Place is going nuts. They tie the game. Then top of the 9th, Venezuela gets a run. And they had guy got on base, stole second, close play. Terang trying to get the tag on, just couldn't get it in time. Next pitch, double. Eugenio Suarez could have been a Brewer. Instead wins it for Venezuela, 3-2 in the 9th. Great drama. Great baseball, and as far as getting you ready for the opening day game next week for the Brewers and for whoever you cheer for around the country, you could not ask for a better way for baseball to be relevant in the month of March than the World Baseball Classic. It was as good as the Olympics, maybe better, some are saying. It was awesome drama and awesome entertainment.
Better than the Olympics, really.
Some are saying.
Who's some?
Jesse.
Rich Eisen might have said that.
Did he or did he not?
I forgot if he actually committed to the take or not.
I used the Bishop's charity game. Obviously, there's more on the line. I do love the enthusiasm. I love the fact there's some stuff that you really like about this, but let's slow our roll. Oh, it's better than the World Series. Yeah, okay. So a couple of things. This is preseason baseball. Is it more amped up because of the juice of it? Sure. I give baseball credit. You're right about the March relevancy. No doubt. People watch. I just saw on McAfee, 7.5 million people. That's fantastic. But if this was really meaningful, would Skubal, would he leave to go pitch in a minor league or in a preseason game? Would the managers of both teams have to call all of the teams up and say, yo, can we get an inning from your guy tonight? No. Hey, can we get it? Maybe if it's a closing only. That's going to be, you're going to tell me that is that important if your star pitcher doesn't even come because he's going to pitch in a Cactus League game? So let's slow our roll. Is it better than minor league baseball? Is it better? Yes, it is. And there is some real positive things. But this glorification and trying to put it on the same page as the World Series, get out of here. It's closer to the Bishop's charity game than it is to a Super Bowl. Period. Thin. And do I use hyperbole to prove my points? Yeah. Are you new here? Yes, I do. But this? Come on, man. Like, that's not how this works. I love the fact the Venezuelans were celebrating the way they were, that the crowd was all juiced up. I loved all of it. It's great. But let's not make more of this than what it is. And do you think anyone is going to remember, the U.S. No. In 10 years, you think anybody's going to say, remember that great 2026 championship by Venezuela? They're not. You couldn't even tell me. You might because it's so fresh, but in 2 years, I'm going to say, hey, when is the last time they won a World Baseball Classic? You're going to say, it was 4 years ago with Tony La Russa coaching or whatever it might be. So let's slow our roll on trying to elevate this into something that it's not. It's a nice idea, executed really well, that was fun, but it's not the World Series. It's not the Super Bowl, and it's more likely, it's closer to a minor or to a preseason game than it is to a postseason game. Period. Thin.
When the U.S. was in it a couple of years ago, it came down to them and Japan. Shohei Ohtani.
The manager didn't even know the rules to get into the next deal.
I was hoping we were going to get to that.
That's bad managing, and we won't have a TV analyst do it next time.
I'm
sure they'll have
2 out of 3 in a World Series. Like, have something more. It's just, come on now.
The timing of the event does pose some problems.
And they're trying to change it already to move it to the All-Star break.
The timing of the event poses problems for players that are getting set to start their seasons, as you documented in your response there. So that's something that is
a pretty good argument, by the way.
It's going to be difficult to figure out when to play it because this is the best time to do it because guys are conditioned after going to spring training with their respective teams. Around the world, it's a good time to do because it's not just the U.S. where the U.S. is important.
But we need you for the biggest game in the history. I'm on the other line with some white wall tires. I'll get back to you.
I think
that's what that was.
The Skubal situation is different because Skeens pitched.
We need old boy to close up the game today. No, we got an opener in 2 weeks. We don't want you throwing him tonight. Okay.
They did. They compromised, and Valencia came in, and that Cubs shut down Team USA. We should always remember that the Cubs cost the U.S. a title. Everybody note that for future reference.
Blame Craig Counsell.
Yep. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. You could have said no, and we could have won that game last night. The stars are out in this. It's not the Bishop's charity game where everybody's going half,
Is
effort.
it closer to Bishop's charity or the Super Bowl?
It's the Olympics more than anything. It's the Olympics.
That wasn't a choice.
It's
closer to the Bishop charity.
It is Team USA men's basketball or women's basketball competing at the Olympics. You're representing your country. In the end, for professional players,
LeBron,
it is an
we
exhibition.
Need you to close up the game here. Now we're playing the Clippers in 2 weeks. I can't. Okay.
Okay, Skubal wasn't there.
This is a hard argument to overcome. I got to be honest.
You're saying one guy didn't care enough to go and be part of it, or he was worried about his arm, or whatever the case would be. Skeens was there. Bryce Harper had the big home run last night. A bunch of star players were playing for Team USA and for the other countries in these games. It's not like they were all sitting out. It was just because the championship came down to being 10 days before the start of the season next week that some teams were a little concerned about the effort and the exertion that they would have in an exhibition game.
It was a fun, really good event that they put on. Very good. I think baseball deserves credit. It ain't the World Series. It's a nice little deal. Let's not make it bigger than that. You're trying to make it bigger than that because you're a prisoner of the moment, which is cute, but you're not going to remember jack about this. Nobody talks about, oh, they're the defending world baseball champs. No, they're not. It's a nice exhibition. Venezuela gets to show off. Great. Kudos to them. But outside of that, come on, man. Like, it's not as big. You're acting, you're celebrating like they're going to. It's just not that big.
People do still talk about the last World Baseball Classic.
What people?
Bases loaded.
What people?
To baseball fans, which apparently you're not because you don't care about this. Bottom of the
put
ninth.
me in the screwball category.
Mike Trout comes up to bat with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. They were teammates with the Angels. The most pressure-packed moment you could have.
Jeff Passan doesn't remember this.
Jeff Passan definitely remembers.
He remembers everything.
That's the moment that helped flip the World Baseball Classic, and people did start to care about it again and see how much people were invested this year.
People
Ratings
care,
were
but
great.
all I'm saying is people care, and I thought it was a really nice event. Let's not make this out to being like, I don't even want to get. It is not a monster deal. It's just not. It was nice. It was cute. That's what it was.
Joshy is Team Jesse?
He's a prisoner
How
of the
often does
moment.
that happen?
The guy, you can be a prisoner of the moment. That's cute. I have no problem with it. You can celebrate, but all I'm saying is you can't continue to say that this is the biggest event ever. Because it's just not. Opening day with the Brewers is bigger than this.
No one is saying it's the biggest
Opening
event
day of the
ever.
Brewers is a bigger deal than this.
I'm saying just like the Four Nations face-off with hockey last year, and just like the Olympics with basketball
You're
and some
telling me
other
the Four
sports and
Nations hockey thing didn't feel bigger?
It felt exactly the same.
It felt bigger.
It's U.S. versus whomever, a rival. Dominican Republic on Sunday, Venezuela
Got a
here.
guy playing with a
Canada
broken leg
last
in that
week.
thing last year. Now we got guys sitting out with hangnails.
Hockey is a different
and a
breed of
preseason
athlete.
Cactus League game.
You know that as well as anybody.
What?
That hockey is a different breed of athlete, and they'll compete through anything when they're especially when they're representing their country. The amount of pride that so many professional players had wearing their nation's flag and playing in this competition, and the U.S. team being in it with a chance to win it, and the drama that it brought late in the game last night, it was an outstanding, entertaining event. Far better than a lot of other things, especially a Bishop's charity game.
Hey, very good event. Closer to Bishop's charity than the Super Bowl, though. That's all I'm saying.
Judge Jason?
I think you should pot up Joshy because the fact that you have I don't know how many times this has happened in recorded world history that Josh has agreed with you on something. So this, to me, is a special dispensation that we need to hear Joshy's voice on because I will be honest, when I saw the because I flipped over right before the home run.
Right after Lenny Briscoe made an arrest.
As a matter of fact, I did have that on as I was working on my Bob Harlan story. And I saw Harper's home run, and the bat flip and him pointing at the flag on his arm, on his jersey. And I will admit that it got my attention. But if I'm also being honest, it's not like I watched a lot of the games leading up to that. And I also, if it is going to be continuing to grow, you have to probably have a manager who understands the bracket. That was embarrassing. And that makes it hard to argue the importance of it because that undermines
your argument. Closer to the World
arguments.
Series or closer to a Cactus League game?
You want Josh in on this?
I would like to hear Josh's take
Jason,
on
what's
this.
your answer?
I'm a Johnny-come-lately who watched just in time for the home run by Harper.
You know what everyone else did with that? U.S. women's hockey at the Olympics. Nobody watched all those quarterfinals and those qualifying games because they blew everybody out. But everybody hopped in for the final, and it was awesome.
Hi, Josh.
Hello. I do want to correct the record. I'm not agreeing with Jesse. I think he's overinflating to a degree. I do think Tausch is severely underselling it as well. And if I had to pick, I would be closer to Jesse than I am to Tausch. I don't think it's charity game level.
That's gotta That tells you exactly how you feel about Jesse, that you had to do the spectrum instead of actually agreeing with him.
I think the interesting part here is the U.S. clearly didn't take it all that seriously. Look no further than their manager, who didn't know the format, the run scored, all of that. Look no further than yesterday when he said he would have pitched Miller in the if they had a lead. Well, if they had a lead, they would have won the game because it's a walk-off and they were the home team. The thing that got my attention and built so much interest for me, and I think a lot of other people, was the passion of the other fan bases, the Venezuelans, the Dominican Republic. The atmosphere in that game against the Dominican Republic was as loud as I've heard a stadium be. The problem is the American MLB players just clearly didn't buy into the degree of everyone else. Bryce Harper said this isn't as big as the Olympics. The other problem is when you have to deal with the way teams are treated.
It's not.
Right. And the problem is the teams treat it as an exhibition, while some of the players wanted to be treated more like a World Series. And there's insurance policies that come in here. There's people protecting their assets because they don't have them signed long-term, and they're looking to get the most value out of them, i.e. Tariq Skubal. There's this rub. It's never going to be playoff hockey or even Four Nations. It's different breeds of players, different economic situation going on there. But the games were great.
You're literally saying exactly what I said.
No, because
exactly what
dismissing it as a charity game.
The Bishop's charity. No, you know what? I said that I hyperbolized it because it is closer to that than it is to a Super Bowl. Obviously, last night was more intense than the Bishop's charity game.
I think playoff series is
correct.
But it is
closer on the spectrum to that. The what?
I think a playoff series. It's the first round of the MLB playoffs. I think that's where I can cut. It's more than a regular season game to me. That's what I experienced, and that's how it felt watching it. You may not agree.
That I could get on board with.
It's definitely not the World Series. It's definitely not the Super Bowl.
Opening day, Brewers Cubs, or the finale last night.
That's a tough
opening
one.
day Brewers Cubs is big.
Yeah,
but opening day Brewers.
I think I might be on
opening
your
day
side there.
Brewers. Opening day Brewers Diamondbacks probably last night.
Still, opening day is a big deal. You know that.
Huge deal.
Game 2 for sure last night. Like Brewers White Sox on Saturday night of opening weekend or last night. Give me last night.
Okay, there you go.
Well, this was fun. I enjoyed this. Joshy, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now it's time for trivia. Jerry, what is your category? I assume it's the World Baseball Classic, and you better hope somebody actually watched if they're playing.
You didn't put a bow on this. Who are you siding with?
I thought both sides made fantastic arguments, but I think both sides were also a little bit hyperbolic. This is not the World Series. This is the fact that Bryce Harper said it's not the Olympics. If I am using the Josh DiMaggio spectrum, I am on Tausch's side of the midpoint. The fact that you have to hold players out of it because of the impact it would have on their Major League Baseball season and safety and all that other stuff undermines it. But maybe things will continue to grow, and it'll change my mind. But I'm more on Team Tausch than Team Jesse on this one, just like Josh, was more Team Jesse than Team Tausch. Let's play some trivia. It is Wednesday. It will not be Wisconsin, or it will not be World Baseball Classic. It'll be Wisconsin Geography. Jesse, what caller would you like for Wilde Tausch trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Iron?
Let's do caller 16, like the regions in the NCAA tournament.
Caller 16 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 16 plays trivia. After I remind you again about all the great things waiting for you at your next getaway at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, the biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 of them Beautifully designed and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And I've told you all the time about all the different food options as well. It's my favorite part of going to Potawatomi, whether it's the premium steaks at Dream Dance, pizza, burritos, quick bites, Rockin' Brews. I love the salmon there. Canal Street Cafe, Cream City Coffee Company, all the food options you want, just steps away from everything else that's happening inside. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, a full night out all in one place. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Trivia's next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Calling all seafood lovers, the lobster salad sub is officially back at Cousin Subs. Fresh lobster mixed with our creamy signature mayo, topped with tomato and onion, served over crisp lettuce, and finished with a sprinkle of Old Bay. All on our fresh-baked Italian bread. It's a crave-worthy classic you can enjoy in store, online, or on the app, but only through April 5th. So catch it while you can. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Harry Douglas.
I thought St. John's winning the Big East tournament and convincingly beating UConn twice, once in the regular season and then in the Big East championship game, I thought they were going to be higher than a 5 seed. Not only were they just a 5 seed, UConn, who lost to St. John's twice this season, including in the championship game in the Big East tournament, they're a 2 seed. But not only are St. John's a 5 seed and UConn a 2 seed, Freddie, they're both in the East region.
Don't get me started.
They played 3 times this season already, Freddie.
I know.
Why are these 2 teams in the same region? It makes no sense to me. Let me keep going, though. I got another one for you.
All right.
You have Louisville.
Same region, by the way.
Same region. If Louisville wins their first round game and Michigan State it wins their first round game, they play each other in the round of 32. Who made this bracket again?
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every March, are brackets the only thing you can think about? Do you have symptoms such as constant bracket obsession or moderate to severe bracket-related distractions? You may be living with bracket brain. Thankfully, there's ESPN Tournament Challenge, the #1 proven way to treat bracket brain right at the source. So this March, download the ESPN Tournament Challenge app, fill out your men's bracket, and get you and your brain in the game. ESPN Tournament Challenge. Play the #1 bracket game. Presented by Allstate.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
We have standards in Wisconsin. Cheese should squeak. Sports and tailgating go hand in hand with brats aplenty. And beef is a delicacy where each bite makes you close your eyes for a second. For 50 years, Bunzel's has been hand-selecting the finest beef, making homemade specialty sausages, and crafting award-winning jerky right here at home. Because Wisconsin is still cattle country, quality isn't optional. It's expected. And after 5 decades, Bunzel's still delivers. Stop in today at 90th and Burleigh or at bunzels.com.
You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and and doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
It is time for Wisconsin Geography Wednesday Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. It's lobster season at Cousin Subs. Their lobster salad sub is fresh, flavorful, and only here for a limited time. Try it today.
We welcome in one of the GOATs. If this was the World Trivia Classic, he would not bail because he had a Cactus League trivia contest. It is Jerry in the Prairie on Wilde Tausch. Jerry, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Good. We're due for like a Steinhoffel's show so we can see you in person again. We'll have to figure out when that's happening.
Yeah. You got to let me know.
For now, we'll just play trivia with you. Jesse, you called this mostly Wisconsin geography trivia?
Yeah, we threw in one special one that is not Wisconsin geography, but it is geography, and there is a tie to Wisconsin, and you'll see what that is.
All right, and then I see both the words latitudinally and longitudinally after last Wednesday. Do you feel like you used those correctly this time?
I did, yes, and this is further proof to whoever that was that corrected me that we got it back right.
All right, well, here we go, Jerry. Question one is this. Latitudinally. Woo! Which school competing in the WIAA Boys State Basketball Tournament this weekend is, or this week I should say, since it starts tomorrow, is located farthest north? Farthest north. Is it Prentice, Appleton North, or Southwestern? Good one.
Oh boy, I don't know where Prentice is, but so it must be up north somewhere. I'm going to say Prentice.
I love the reasoning. I was thinking the same exact way. Jesse, where's Prentice?
North.
If I was you, I'd be careful of Southwestern because there is a Northwestern, way up north where Tom Burke played.
Yes, but the school's name was Southwestern, and you would not expect that a team named Southwestern would be located far north. That was the entire point.
But that's the beauty of it. It wasn't as funny as you thought because it actually could have been. And
except for the fact that half the school's name is the exact opposite of the word that would identify it being further north.
I understand, but I'm telling you, be careful with that. It wasn't as funny as you hoped, and it definitely could have bit you in the keister. Prentice Joe Foytek, one of the all-time great women's coaches in the history of the state of Wisconsin. A lot of championships back in the 80s and 90s. Fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
I think Question off of Highway 2, right up there, Rhinelander, you get off of 51, you go east-west. Prentice, you go left. Rhinelander, you go right. Highway 8. I hope that's not a trivia question.
I hope it is.
Jerry, question 2.
Looks like we might have had a formatting issue with question 2 if I'm seeing this right.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. All right.
Well,
jump in when you need to, I guess.
You know what to do.
Longitudinally. Which of these Wisconsin schools competing in the WIAA Boys Basketball State Tournament this week is located farthest east? Farthest east. Is it McFarland, Seymour, or West Salem?
Well, once again, I know where McFarland and West Salem is. I'm going to say Seymour.
2 for 2. Question 3, Jerry.
Did you know that McFarland was the option that should have been there?
Well, I have McFarland. I don't know what you're I thought you had the wrong correct answer highlighted. I thought that's what you were referencing.
In my email, there's 2 options, and then there's a bullet point with a blank space where McFarland should be.
Oh, just like Taylor Swift sings, blank space, baby.
I think that's
question
the
3.
Chicks that sing that song. Is it not?
No,
I think so.
Are you particularly corrective today?
What do you mean?
I mean, look, I'm not here to tell you that I know a lot more than you about a lot of things, because that's not true. You know a lot. But you're really going to question me on a Taylor Swift song?
I believe the Dixie Chicks have a song very similar to Clear Space.
No, they sing Wide Open Spaces.
They have wide open spaces.
Is that not a clear space? Blank space is what I said, and that is a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, I also
Much like Northwestern and Southwestern high schools are very different.
You're kind of 0 for 2 on correcting trivia here, if I had to make an assessment.
All right, Jerry.
Bishop's Charity of Trivia.
Was that the third question?
No. Fill in the blank space here on question 3.
Mostly Wisconsin geography now.
UW Oshkosh has advanced to the Division III NCAA Women's Basketball Final Four. Saw it happen. Big win over U Chicago after beating Wash U in the regional semifinal. The Final Four and championship game are set to be played in Salem. In which of these states? Is it Massachusetts, Oregon, or Virginia?
Oh, boy.
This one I know.
It's not Salem, Massachusetts, because I don't think that's a big enough town to host something like that.
They just host witch trials.
Witch trials.
You don't know that?
Witchtown, yep. I've been there. I do know that.
Been burned at the stake.
I'm gonna go Oregon.
Salem, Oregon is incorrect.
Oh well.
They are headed to Virginia. I don't know who they take on. Jerry, thank you for being part of our Bishop Charity's quality performance today in trivia. You were better than we were. You got 2 out of 3 right. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries into Friday's drawing. We appreciate your loyalty, buddy. Thanks.
Thanks. Love you guys.
I love you guys.
Jer. One of the goats. Jer.
Didn't want to make any corrections on question 3 there?
No, I get scolded enough. I'll shut her down. At least in that one.
Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
It all started with a small storefront and a big promise. Treat every customer just like family. For decades, local families have trusted Sendix to provide the freshest food, the warmest smiles, and a place where community comes first. From generation to generation, we have grown together. Because Sendix is more than just a grocery store. It's home. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for the past 100 years. Here's to the next 100 years. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Wisconsin weather doesn't wait, and neither should you. At Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, we make upgrading your home simple. Right now, order today and get 0% interest until 2032. You heard me right. 0% interest all the way until 2032. Upgrade your windows and doors now and pay over time without paying interest. With our 10-year limited warranty, you can feel confident in your investment. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. 3/31/2026.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination, 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a self-serve beer wall with 24 beers on tap, over 50 HD TVs, and of course, game day specials. It's the perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is the downtown home to basketball this March.
Hack yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my friends at Robert Hack Diamonds. Listen, when it came to buying an engagement ring for my now fiance, I had no idea what I was doing, which is why I went to the team at Robert Hack. I heard her say words like radiant cut and solitaire, but to be real honest, I didn't really know what that meant. So I wrote it down, I brought it to the team at Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield, and they knocked it out of the park. It's true, if you've never been through this process before, the team at Robert Hack are absolute experts. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, Brookfield South, and Brookfield North. If you're looking to take the next step like I did, and your girlfriend maybe is posting things on her Pinterest page or is showing you pictures, bring it into Robert Hack. They'll do their best to duplicate a dream ring for her, just like they did for my fiance. Moral of the story, if you were like me and you want to start, you just don't really know where, the answer's clear. Visit one of the 3 Robert Hack locations in the Milwaukee area. Just like me, at the end, you'll say, Hack yeah, with Robert Hack Diamonds. And RobertHackDiamonds.com, that's RobertHackDiamonds.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-581-1414. That's 800-581-1414. 800-581-1414. This is Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Time for an abbreviated Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
What are you chuckling about?
I just
already?
love the fact it's 11:50 and we got 2 segments.
Last night, in between the electric drama that was the World Baseball Classic, I was also flipping over to the first 4 in Dayton, Ohio.
I'm surprised you could take your eyes off of it, given how important
it was baseball. There were commercial breaks. The broadcast booth of Brian Anderson, who was a little under the weather, a little hoarse, along with Charles Barkley and Dick Vitale on the call of a thriller. Texas wins with 1 second left. They hit the game-winning shot to beat NC State and move on to the round of 64 coming up tomorrow. Broadcast was entertaining. They didn't talk much about the game until the final 4 minutes. A lot of talk about the NCAA, which I'm sure they were thrilled about having in their big basketball tournament that they run. Who would be your dream if you could create an amalgamation of any broadcasters from any network for a football game? Who would you put together into a broadcast booth?
Like that I would work with, or that would that I just
I was thinking as a fan consuming, but you could also share the opposite with your experience.
All
as
right, Mike
the
Tirico
analyst.
is the top of my list as far as TV play-by-play guys. So I'm going Tirico.
You're putting Tirico, and then are you saying you're working with Tirico, or
So you asked me who I'd love to? That would be fun. Yeah.
And then who's the analyst with them then? Because we're piecing this together a la carte like last night. B.A. Barkley and Dickie V.
Ooh, okay. I tell you who I wouldn't want, and that's Billis. I don't want any part of Jay Billis. I don't need to get scolded and screamed at.
I did say it was for a football game, so that would make sense that you wouldn't want Jay Billis.
Oh, it's for a football. Oh, John Madden.
Tirico and John Madden would be your booth. Okay. Jason?
Jesse Nelson and Emil Williams Jr.
Cop out. Good pick,
Hey,
though.
you guys had a great tournament.
We did.
I saw the rave reviews from
there we were.
my buddy
Bull
Jeff
Stream
and many
TV.
others. Yeah.
With Daria Payunk, PWBA Tour champion.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like this, for the first time in the history of you doing that and being part of this show, we short shrifted it this year.
Yeah, free agency.
This is I literally, when you asked this question, I thought this is a good chance to give Jesse a little shout out for what you guys did, because we never really got to tease you about it, never heard any of your calls. I mean, I assume we'll have Jeff Passan on at some point this season, and you'll play some of the highlights from this year's competition, but we just never got there.
Packers were too busy in free agency right from the jump.
Indeed.
Bummer.
So, well, good job by you. Kind of like the good job I do every time I tell you about Thanalysis Live. Lots of rave reviews of that as well. Very high praise. And it was nice of Ashton to remove the signature phrases of Ric Flair so I don't have to be panned for the limousine riding nonsense that I was so bad at. But look, my reads may be bad, but the event's great. It is an awesome event, and it will be awesome again this year. Thanalysis Live is back on March 27th at the Riverside Theater. It is the event that will have everyone talking just like it does every year. And in addition to Ric Flair, being the guest of honor for the entirety of the program, you know that Thanasis always brings along surprise guests. Among the past surprise guests, Stephen A. Smith, Bobby Portis, the Lopez brothers, and, of course, his own brother, Giannis. And this year, it is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, headlining with Thanasis. And if history tells us anything, there will be more surprise guests, more big names, more moments that lead you to say, you just had to be there. Well, don't have somebody telling you that. Get your tickets now. TALiveshow.com. That is TALiveshow.com. Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater. Doors open at 6. The show is at 7. Milwaukee legends, nationwide stars. You never know who else is going to walk onto that Thanalysis Live stage. So be there. TALiveshow.com. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The Brew Crew are back on March 26th.
Turio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they open up the season against the Chicago White Sox.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
Brewers opening day is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in March 26th at 1:10 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
You asked and Carbless delivered. The fan favorite grapefruit flavor now has its own 4-pack all to itself. That bold, bright, perfectly balanced citrus taste that you've been pulling from the variety pack, it's now front and center in 4 cans, 1 box. Crisp, refreshing, not too sweet, and nothing else has changed. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, just 100 calories and gluten-free. Clean ingredients and big flavor. Always no compromises. Grab the new Carbless grapefruit 4-pack wherever you get your Carbless and find a location near you at drinkcarbless.com. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
NBA fans don't just watch the game, they live it. So stream like you're courtside with NBA League Pass, your ticket to all the action. Watch your favorite team shine and catch the league's brightest stars and rising stars at the same time with multi-view on your favorite devices. From the plays you can't believe to the most live games and the drama that comes with it. If it happens on the court, it's happening on NBA League Pass.
Only select out-of-market games available. Blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
It's a great day for Brewers baseball, and with Brewers checking from Associated Bank, you get a powerful lineup of perks all season. Leading off is express entry with incredible speed. Next up, 20% off gear at the Brewers team store. Sporty stuff. And third, up to 50% off home game tickets. But if you can believe it, there's even more you can score. Because with Brewers checking, you get the strongest lineup in baseball. Only from Associated Bank. Join the crew at AssociatedBank.com/Brewers. Member FDIC.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Homer here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been on the journey since January and I've already lost 20 pounds, 10 to go by the end of March. If you're looking for a safe and easy program, it's actually easy. They'll actually help you keep the weight off. This is it. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. And for a limited time, $200 off with the spring special. Book your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. You're listening to Wilde Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Hey, is this the Dixie Chicks? All right, we got to go. We're way late, as Tausch pointed out. That's it for us today. Thanks to Brian Bulaga, thanks to Homer, and thanks to you for coming along for the ride with us today. Rich Eisen coming up next. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number.